We need a song for that.
Sneezed on my boobs.
Bark.
Well-oiled machine. Wait. Oh.
What?
I don't know why I thought the mic wasn't on.
Wait, where's my microphone?
I was like, the mic's not on.
Where are my glasses?
Sorry.
Bianca, it's a podcast and it is a week after Thanksgiving. I don't fuck. This is a tough. We just went through a tough weekend in that Thursday Thanksgiving, Friday Black Friday, Saturday confusing, Sunday confusing. Because you think you thought today was... Yeah.
I knew it was Sunday, but I also simultaneously didn't know it was Sunday. I don't know.
Mm-hmm. This is the only time of year where I will allow myself to play video games.
Oh my God.
Literally
What do you
Saturday
play?
I
FIFA?
played...
Do you do FIFA?
No, I played golf just because you can get good quickly. Like, whatever.
Oh, you mean Wii Golf?
No, just regular...
With the thing?
Yeah. Oh, I didn't golf. I had tennis. Don't get me wrong.
Okay.
I'm taking tennis lessons. Don't get me wrong. Kind of nice with it. Kind of nice.
Real ones or in virtual reality?
I have a tennis come by Santa Monica at 11 a.m. tomorrow. If you want to come by, watch me hit.
What do you wear?
The same Neil Brennan outfit.
Like Nike?
No, just
Nike,
this. Sleeve. Of course I go sleeveless. Of course.
You wear your
I had to go
hottest
sleeveless,
athleisure?
Yeah, I go athleisure and and I bought a racket and
to match all the racket you caused. God damn it!
And not bad.
Is it a girl or a guy?
It's a girl teacher.
Of course. Why don't you get like a European dude?
Because I don't have a sexual fantasy about a fucking European tennis instructor. Unlike my co-host, if you're just joining us, this is a wacky podcast where we've got sexual chemistry. So whatever. So the week, it was a long week. I'll say that.
Long.
It was a long one in terms of like the shit that's on here.
Dude.
I thought we were going to like on Tuesday or Wednesday, like, well, we have to talk about Dave because it was the number one cultural story in the country. I'll get to it later. I thought of something I want to say about him. But now it seems like when was Dave complaining? When was that? A year ago?
No, everything moves really fast.
It's so fucking slow. Anyhow,
your notes are very funny.
Thank you.
Today, I was trying to decipher them.
So the pandemic.
Really
I don't know if I said this on here, but I was talking to somebody that I don't think I did say it on here. The pandemic is not interesting. It's Groundhog Day with very little character development. There's no
bad ending.
It's just the ending. Well, the ending is in sight. It's just not. It's a traffic jam. It's like as interesting as a traffic jam. It's like so. He said the REM Everybody Hurts video, but there's no. It's like I was talking to somebody about how bad writers, good writers are gonna write about quarantine, and none of it's gonna be interesting.
I don't want to watch a single.
That's the other thing. I just don't want to. It's not because it's too painful. It's just fucking boring and long. So it's. Spare me.
It's also, bad ending as in the story doesn't really change. It's getting worse.
It's no development.
Nothing's the plot is going nowhere.
Yeah.
And it is a bummer. It is a bummer. And it still feels a little bit like, oh God, I really hope no one I know dies from it. But we're also numb to the anxiety of that. We're really numb to it now.
But here's the weird thing. I don't, other than the guy from from Fountains of Wayne dying, the band, they had the hit Stacy's Mom. He died like early.
Aww.
He got it out of the way. He died early, but I don't know anyone else. Herman Cain is kind of the only is the main,
or the ones they'll show the like anti-maskers that die.
Well, those are the best, but those are great. Those are a gift from Mother Aya. But but there's no one majors that. I was talking to my mom who's 87. She doesn't know anyone who's died, which I find odd. But statistically, in her age range, 90% of the people that get it live. So I think it's mostly, class based who it's killing.
Yeah.
Based people that can distance, people that have good health care, people that probably don't have comorbidities, it's people that don't have comorbidities that survive. But it's boring. It's monotonous. It's a bit like, it's not even what they say war is long periods of boredom followed by brief periods of terror. This isn't even that. It's like long periods of boredom followed by brief periods of awkwardness. Of like, will you my mask? Fuck, my mask. Let me go back. Fuck. We're cool, right?
I feel like it just feels like we're living in a memory. Like, in 50 years, people are going to have, or 100 years, people are going to have antiques. Be like, oh, this was from the 2020.
Anyone who tells you it was interesting, if you're listening to this in the future, which you're not.
You don't know that.
It may be in 3 weeks. It was not interesting. It was not riveting. The tension even was pretty dull. It's
now. It was weird for a long time.
Yeah, but I think that was George Floyd.
Not forget.
Largely George Floyd based.
No, at the beginning, everyone was losing their mind. Everyone was losing their mind about the coronavirus. Starting with you.
Well, I didn't like to see my baby travel.
Certainly did not.
Now, here's the sacrifice I've made, just FYI. Didn't go to an ayahuasca ceremony this weekend.
Wow.
So
who are you?
Guys,
Padre. Come back, Padre.
That's how serious I am about this. This is real.
So what was the setup?
It was the second guy. It was his name's Kai.
Okay.
But everyone had kind of gotten tested, but I was looking for some firm assurances and I could not be provided. And I just thought, I don't want, because I spoke to 2 people this week about their experience with COVID. Somebody we know well lost their smell and taste for 3.5 months that I didn't know it had. Yeah. And
that to me is the scariest thing, because prior to this, the only time I know someone who's lost their total taste was through like certain cancers that affect your tongue and stuff and throat. The radiation, my friend's mom lost, she regained 25% back, but.
Which 25?
Well, I will tell you, the only thing she actually enjoys eating is ice cream. So you're good.
Woman after my own heart. Put her in touch with me, huh?
Okay.
I don't want to lose my taste. I don't want to lose my smell. You guys know my smell is everything to me.
I know all that weird nose vibration surgery for nothing.
No, but it is. It's a part of life. I don't want to lose my feeling in my finger. You know what I mean? I just don't. It's not worth ayahuasca. It's not worth any of this shit.
Right.
I feel like the thing I wrote down was, whenever the joke I would always make about guys in the NBA and 2 guys in the NBA is if you're in the NBA, all you have to do is just not smoke weed 7 or 8 months a year, and they'll give you $20 million. And a lot of guys still can't do it.
Do they test for weed?
Yeah, there's apparently in the new CBA, the collective bargaining, there is a caveat for weed. There's a carve out, CBD oil.
Why?
For sure.
I don't understand
Why?
That. It makes you a worse place. It's not like a enhancement drug.
There are guys that say it is.
It feels targeted.
No, there are guys that because black guys like it?
Yeah. I feel like
white guys like weed too.
What I mean is, I feel like they make these.
It's baseball. It's a lot of white sports.
It is?
Yeah.
No weed?
Yeah, weed is like, it's just, they didn't change it's kind of a bookkeeping thing. Like, we're going to take weed off? Yeah, we have everything's printed. I don't want to run the printer again.
I just mean, I don't know people who are high and do better at these.
I know a lot of basketball players who have famously said they play better. It's like a video game.
Are you serious?
Yeah, guys that you grew up watching.
Don't you just want to sit and not move?
Playing basketball in the NBA is maybe the last thing I'd want to do if I were high. I like, in terms of just, this is not enjoyable at all. Like, Neal, here, take this hit of weed and then cover Blake. Be like, no, I just, one or the other. In fact, how about neither? I don't want to cover him either. That's always when I see these guys, I go like, I couldn't cover him. Like when Blake walks in, I'm like, I couldn't. I don't have a chance. But so I feel like the vaccine is in sight, and all you have to do is not do dumb shit like go to a open air super spreader event. Even though you like what it's about, you like the way it's gonna make. It's a little bit of just forgoing pleasure in the short term.
I feel I'm weird. I don't want to jinx the vaccine. So I'm trying not to get excited. Be like, oh, this is almost over. No, I don't. It's not. I don't know if it's almost
Even over. When you go to the doctor, you can be like, oh, what's this? I haven't heard about it. Oh, go ahead. Yeah, shoot it in my arm. Fine.
No, I just feel like every time we get hopeful, just worse shit happens.
I agree with you. Because I just spoke to a friend of mine in England, and she's like, they're going to start vaccinating people next week. And
ours is in a few weeks. I think.
But I don't know. I mean, of course, I hope they do the right thing and give it to the people that need it, or people that deserve it the most, which is, of course, rich people.
It's going to happen.
Am
I right? Rich people are going to get it.
Rich people, are you with me?
You know what's going to happen? Same thing as tests. It's going to be some fake ones you can get online.
Oh, it's going to be a nightmare.
It's going to be a nightmare.
The counterfeit passes. Counterfeit, I got vaccinated badges.
Yeah.
That's the big one.
The immunization papers.
Huge. Underground. I know a guy.
You know a guy?
I'll get you I'll get you your papers.
Yeah.
There's going to be a thing.
100%.
Because I read today that they're not going to get to Africa till the middle of next year. Middle of 2022. So.
Really? Because they have a really good.
The guy said. He's like, I've seen what they do. It's a World Health Organization. They're not going to prioritize.
Who he's
the
talking
World
about?
Health Organization and drug companies. Pretty clear they.
No. I thought he meant I know this vaccine.
Yeah. No, but that's they don't go. So we got to go to Africa. That's not even. That's usually the last. That's the last place that gets shit. It's the poorest, you know what I mean, or one of the poorest.
No, for sure. It's just depressing.
So the paperwork and all that shit. But Bianca, what's your vaccine dream? What are you gonna do? What's the first thing you want to do upon reception?
I think you know what I want to do.
You're trying to fuck? What
no.
is it? Oh yeah, you want to go?
I want to. Okay. Yep. I want to travel.
I know. Dude,
I need to pick up
Have you been looking? I go on websites and then I'm like, slam my computer like, but it's stupid. Stupid COVID won't let me go anywhere.
Where you want to go?
I want to go to Thailand, and I want to go to Japan, and I want to go.
You want to go back? You want to go to Asia?
Yeah, I don't really have anywhere else. There's no cities. I like cities, so I either go to cities or I go. Now I'm gonna go on ayahuasca journeys, and that's Peru, Costa Rica, Mexico, and that shit. Like not places along the Amazon. So, I
want to go to the Caribbean. I've never been there. I heard it's boring, but I don't give a shit.
Really?
I've never. I've like in Panama.
That's shocking.
El Caribe. So my family is from the Caribbean side of Panama. So, and then we're mixed with a lot of Jamaican, which I don't ever really say, but it's all the migrant workers that moved to Panama to build the canal. So that mix, what?
That you don't talk about it.
Because it's just people think you're lying. It's like, oh, and I'm part Jamaican. Just shut up.
I mean,
just pick two or three.
It is Cherokee for black people.
It just becomes like, be quiet. There was these commercials back in the day, and they would highlight a celebrity. It was makeup commercials, and it'd be like Jennifer Lopez, and then it would say all her ethnicities.
Yeah,
and they were so obnoxious.
I'm sure.
Like, okay.
And it was probably just like, do you think you could throw in? They were negotiating for what countries.
Everyone has a Portuguese because it sounds hot.
Yeah.
No one's from Chad, believe it or not.
Chad. Chad, I'm sorry. So.
Yeah, traveling.
Yeah, vaccine. You know what I want to do?
What?
I want to exhale on a bitch.
Fucking just waiting to exhale over here.
Really fucking and have her hit me back with a nice hot breath.
What are you doing, dog style?
No, this is just at the store.
What?
This is I want a stranger bitch to exhale on my face. I just want to go back to just fucking breathing. I just like, hey, you remember a mask-free, no paranoia breath situation? I don't literally mean I want to say it.
I think you secretly do.
A
hot girl talking really close to your face.
I mean, if you like position it, once you put it like hot girl, like okay.
Hot girl talking really close to your face, being like, oh
yes.
my God.
Yeah. Now, did you watch the fight, Bianca?
I did.
Did you pay for it?
Hell no.
How'd you watch it?
Illegal streams, baby.
How? Where? Reddit?
I don't know about
you
this.
Just
snitch
Googled
on.
it?
No.
Are your friends
I don't
or something?
snitch. No, not my friends. Tell you off.
Just tell people.
I don't want to tell people.
Why not?
Because then that fucks up the streams.
Okay.
It was already crashing 5,000 times, so I don't.
Well,
need
there's a lot of
people.
I get you, but I don't think you could even explain where it is because whenever I look at like if I'm somewhere that doesn't have NBA or whatever, and I'll go for play.
I'll tell you off. Whatever.
All right. Yeah, off the air. Come on, hey man, be cool.
Don't fucking chill.
You still do cocaine?
Don't chill.
You still love cocaine, Bianca?
Don't chill.
What did you think?
I loved that. I don't like these Jake and Logan Paul dudes. They seem obnoxious.
I don't like them at all.
No, they're so arrogant and obnoxious. They're the They've convinced themselves they're Omarosa, and it's a TV show.
But I don't understand what anyone likes about them.
No, I don't.
Like the minute I saw their picture 5-10 years ago, whatever the fuck it was, I was like, he just looks like a caveman. He's not like attractive. He just looks like a big blonde cave person.
Right. So I don't know. I've seen some of their YouTube videos, unfortunately. Mm-hmm. It's just, I don't know, obnoxious like dude culture. I'm not, somebody is into it, not me. Mm-hmm.
Seems like I look at them and I go, is Orange County that big? You can make a living only appealing to guys in Orange County?
Yeah. And
I guess.
I mean, I live in San Diego. It's possible. So many fucking Pauls. But I was like, just because he's white doesn't mean you're automatically gonna rock him.
I do that part of it that I hadn't even thought of. Because while he is white, I don't want white credit for it. But whenever that black dudes assume
felt a little like
whenever black dudes assume they can knock a white guy out, you know who I'm rooting for.
Well, of course, and you know what?
As a more of a black supremacist than a white supremacist, in that situation, I become like, well, black dudes, I'm sorry, I got it, because you're being dicks about this and not being. Anyone can knock anyone out.
In everybody's defense, I think those guys are pretty well hated. Mm-hmm. That everybody just wanted them to get knocked the fuck out visually.
Yes.
But I did think, I mean, you know, we're from rival schools. I'm always rooting for the black against the white.
Of course. Usually I'm with you.
Really?
If
like
it's
Family
black
Feud,
against
Family
white,
Feud, Family Feud,
well,
black or white.
I'm going to root for black. You'd have to be a special kind of dicky black for me not to like, for me not to root for you. Dicky Black. You know my account, Dicky Black, don't you? You'd have to be a special kind of Dicky Black. Like, yeah. And then you have to be, if black guys are like, this is a rap, and part of Eminem's appeal is that he was able to beat black dudes at their own sport, so to speak. Or Tiger Woods' appeal is, if I can clean it up real quick. Let me clean this up. Where's my sponge? Where's my race sponge, honey? So but in this case, I would have been absolutely for Nate Robinson, but then the assumption that they'd knock the white dude out.
Well, no one. I felt like that was just in the back. It was less about him being white and it was more about him being.
It's the kind of white he's like
It's real
he's a Trump voter. Yeah.
Yeah, unlikable. Even after he won, he's like, call McGregor. It was just like, what are you doing? He's trying to fit that Omarosa thing. I do think he even said, people hate on me every single day of my life. People blah, blah, blah. So, I'm used to the hate. I was like, wow,
it's also
what a victim.
Like, no, they didn't hate you before you made videos. You just go to your fucking job at GameStop. And
people were like,
no one was hating on it. Yeah, like, fuck this guy.
The way to work.
There's something about him. Fuck him.
No, well, when you go to the Japanese suicide forest and and make fun, I just kind of like poor taste. So I think everybody collectively was.
Did Hitler have haters? Yeah, he did. He had a share of haters. But I think they were right to hate him.
So I think it was just a little unsatisfying because it wasn't even that he was so good. It was that Nate was so bad.
Nate had, I said to you or somebody, that even the way he fell wasn't, you never see guys fall like that in the ring because it's such the way he was moving was such an amateur way. He was
from the streets. He was street fighting.
He had, and he had kind of like ants in his pants.
You just wrote me, Nate does not understand boxing.
Yeah, he doesn't like. He thought that no one's jumping. He jumped into the knockout.
He jumped in the knockout. It's like one time I was petting my cousin. I was like gonna pet him on the head, and he jumped in, and the slap it made, and he cried.
A lot of journalists brought that up. They were like, the time Bianca. This reminds me of the time Bianca slapped her cousin. But he jumped into it, and so the way he fell. I'm not saying guys never fall forward, but they're rarely in the air. It was like he was trying to dunk and he got punched. It was like he got punched in the middle of a dunk.
Nate doesn't understand boxing.
Yeah.
Is perfect.
He just didn't understand. He just didn't. It's like he got somebody else's password. He got somebody else's masterclass password and just kind of like watched certain parts of it. Like punching and didn't know.
Punching. The memes were so funny, and Snoop Dogg should comment on everything.
I've said this forever. Snoop Dogg is a first ballot show business Hall of Famer.
Oh my God.
He's so fucking charming, charismatic,
authentic,
funny, and original. He's fucking. There was a thing where he announced hockey. Probably 2 years ago for like a minute, and he said something I'd never heard before. I was a minute, and just like said something that was. He used a term that even I was like, nope. I'll look through my books. I don't got it.
He made the whole thing much more enjoyable.
Yes,
it was. Very good.
How was the Tyson part?
I think it was in what's it called, exhibition game or exhibition match. So there was they negotiated a no knockout.
Yeah, you
rule.
couldn't knock each other out. It's like okay.
So it was fine. And then at the end was the funniest when they were talking with the old white guy, basically like, did you think you won? He's like, of course I won. But I win by knocking people out, and people don't think I could go 8 rounds. Right. Which I didn't fully know. Did he just...
Yeah, but there was also, he wasn't allowed to get knocked out. So no one was like, you can't fight for 24 minutes. They were like, if you fight for... Mike Tyson is the greatest 25-second fighter in the history of anything. So, but once you got him out of that, once you made it past that, it was his skills were not. He's like a student and all that shit, but he just didn't have like. His thing is power. So
right.
You're gonna have the most power at the front, and then you'll throw some out later, but.
Yeah, so he was saying most people don't think I could go long, and without the knockout, yeah, I still don't
because
it wasn't a proper fight.
Yeah, it's not an actual fight. And also, Roy Jones had the body of a handyman. He looked like a handyman getting changed.
Roy was like,
Mike
body
looks good,
shots,
and Roy Jones just looks like, I'm here to check on your radiator. Like you go and you walk in on your super when he's like
Leave
after
Roy
hours.
alone.
After hours.
He doesn't look bad for 50.
Roy Jones has a super body, and by that I mean he has the body of a super. And I'm proud of him. And of course, I wanted to do a thing. There was a guy who worked on Chappelle's show there were a couple guys who, this is when Roy Jones was like an actual fighter. And he's like, somebody was like, I think I can, like one of Dave's friends, Smurv, was like, I think I can take him. And I was like, I want Roy Jones to kill you
for even thinking that.
So I wanted to do it would have been a sketch where Roy Jones fights 3 guys at once who think they can take him. But it would have been so fucking entertaining. Because they might have been, like, if one of them got a nice shot in, it would have been very entertaining. And it may be a sport.
What, like one amazing guy to...
Like 2 female boxers versus one male boxer.
Well...
it doesn't even have to be female, but...
Or 3 out-of-shape
3,
dudes.
yeah, yes. 3 out-of-shape fighters. Like that woman in the back. 3 out-of-shape fighter. Or 3, yeah. Just 3 against somebody in their prime. I feel like it would be very illustrative for people like the Aaron Paul or Jake Paul, whatever the fuck his name is, to see like,
Aaron Paul.
Oh, he can kill me.
Yeah.
They just can kill you. They're so good.
You know.
You don't even understand. They're so much better than anyone you've ever spoken.
So wait, I don't really know. Was Roy Jones Jr., was he considered?
He's one of the greatest in his weight class, but he fought too long.
Yeah, because it said his last was record, 2018.
Yeah, he was fighting too long, but in like the late 90s, early 2000s, he was like the best fighter alive. Pound for pound, all that shit.
Did he make a lot of money?
Yeah.
Do you think he still has it?
He doesn't seem that stupid.
Right.
But he's estimated worth $5 million, so he's pretty stupid. But they're all usually wrong about these things.
Yeah, they're all wrong.
So who knows? But he might or might not. I think he lives in Ohio, so he made $55 million
total.
Yeah, in his fighting career. Yeah, it's great, but it's
Also, someone was my friend online was saying,
"Baby girl, go."
She was posting that. Did you know what's his name? Don Julio? Not Don Julio. Don King. King.
Did time.
Killed 2 people. Yeah. Did everybody know that? Is that like common knowledge?
Well, there was that movie about him.
Stomped somebody to death.
Yeah.
It's frightening.
The weird part is he didn't promote it ahead of time.
Stupid.
Bianca, I used to be in comedy, and one day I will be again. Speaking of used to be in comedy, if you live near San Diego, I'm doing shows this weekend or Friday night in Escondido. And
what club is in Escondido?
The good question. GrandComedyClub.com.
Wow.
But you got to get tables of 4 because of COVID. So.
Find 3 friends, you guys. Go see Neal.
You know what? Find 3 friends, you guys, and go do a raffle. Okay. So you saw that the Iranian nuclear guy got smoked.
Yeah.
How do you feel about it? I got to say, as like from a Jason Bourne James Bond angle, I love it. I love that.
Oh, it's so theatrical. We're in a movie.
Yes. I love it. Once you get into the who did it, why they do it, and all that shit is where it gets like, then they go, it's from Israel. I'm like, I don't like it anymore.
I know. It's like, well, but the reason, no, it can still be just as theatrical. Hold on, I have a question. Where is his? I want you to pronounce his name. I'm going to give you a rating.
Can I do one name at a time?
Yeah.
Can I phone a friend?
No.
Mohsen?
Good job.
That's pretty easy.
Okay.
It's Mohsen, Mohsen. There's not that many ways to fuck it up. Now, this is the hard part. Fakhrizadeh. Mohsen Fakhrizadeh.
No.
What is it?
It's Fakhrizadeh.
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 Okay.
I just Fakhrizadeh.
Fakhrizadeh. Now there's my friend Mohsen Fakhrizadeh. Hello, Iran. I'm calling for a fella by the name of Mohsen Fakhrizadeh.
Are you with Dickie Black?
Are you Dickie? Dickie Black gave me his number. Yeah, I like it, and then I love that the best argument against anybody who's like, we need control. It's always the having a gun is everyone's right. People, those are all Republicans.
Right.
Everyone should be able to have a gun, but only certain people can have nuclear weapons.
Right.
And it's like, tell me about your math. How everyone can have a gun in America, but not everyone can have bombs. And you're kind of like,
they're
so
for the
why?
same reason, to protect themselves against other countries.
Of course,
involved.
they're for the same reason.
It's like,
yeah, it's just some dumb. It's so like wrong and inconsistent.
yeah.
And I'm not dying for Iran to have a nuclear weapon.
But you're literally telling another whole ass country who doesn't like you,
A grown ass country.
a grown ass country,
Yes.
that no, you can't have those.
Yeah.
We can't trust
We
you.
can't.
And I'm going to get all my
'cause it's
friends
different.
to not hang out with you.
Yeah, it's different.
It's different.
When we have them, it's different.
So
we know what to do.
And I'm like, Vietnam's still suing you for Agent Orange as of this year. So
Asian Orange.
Agent Orange.
That's all right. If that's the name, I can get behind that. I like it.
Asian.
People will know what it's about. But I do love an extrajudicial killing. I love it as a cold open.
It's a cold open. Then boom, boom. Figure out what's going on.
Yes.
So the mystery is it Israel? It's probably Israel, right? But then why?
I mean, Israel and America generally work hand in glove in terms of Iran.
Right. So Israel's like, no idea who did that.
What?
And then there's a New York Times quote.
Israel came to the door looking like Roy Jones. A nuclear weapon? What? A scientist? I don't even know how I'd know one.
And then Israel was also quoted by the New York Times saying, the world should be thanking Israel right now because it's in the world's interest for Iran not to have.
Who said that?
So it's a quote from the New York Times as somebody in the Israeli
Defense minister. Yeah.
I don't know.
Sure.
I can barely remember our acronym organizations, but officially Israel's like, we had nothing to do with it. But there's all these publications that have a quote of somebody saying, everybody should be thanking us. Relax.
Yeah, that's generally a good sign. I'm not saying we did it, but send checks care of.
So yeah, see, people are wondering why. And I think, and a lot of other people think it's because they don't want Biden to rejoin the nuclear deal.
Yeah.
So they're trying to
makes it less attractive
yeah.
for Iran.
And just to show that Israel's they're not playing around. They do not want us.
Yeah,
it's a kind of like a girl you've dated. It's a little manipulative. Like, okay, well, you better not. And then they preemptively do something to deter you.
Yes.
Where it's like, first of all, bitch, let me become president first. Don't do things.
Let me. Can I be president for one day, bitch? I don't know. In some ways, you want to talk about a story that doesn't change. The Middle East is this. It's just fucking endless. It's just fucking endless. So I don't. Not that I don't care. It's just I've lived through too many of these things that I just go, I don't know. Okay, and then sometimes I'll read into it a little bit and I'll be like, yeah, this is 1,000 years old. And none of it's right. The West is wrong. A lot of people in that region are wrong, but they're fucked by the West to begin with. But then even if the West left, then they're dicky to each other. They're Dickie Browns to each other, and so I just like the killing part. That's all I like.
Right. Heads of states
I
being
like the
assassinated.
heads of getting in a phone and hello, what? I love or a drone, or I like that part.
I mean, this is for a cold open, a remote controlled machine gun is insane.
Is that what it was? Wow.
So there's two stories.
I like it even more now.
I know. I was like, so there's two stories. Right at the beginning, it was cars full of, terrorists in Iran, blew the guy up or lit him up, right?
Yeah.
Then it officially changed to no, it was a drone, like remote controlled machine gun. And now people don't know what's the real story because it would be way more embarrassing if it was a car full of terrorists. It's like you didn't, because they knew he had a target on his head for a long time.
Yeah.
They even figured out where he could have.
I hope he was wearing a mask. Keep talking. Keep talking.
And so I think people say they might have changed their story because a remote controlled machine gun sounds really cool, but people think it's not.
And it is really cool.
It is really cool.
So that's pretty
So we don't know what happened, but
I like the Roadrunner element of it.
Seriously.
A lot.
Yeah.
I like a robot came up and hello and like wait open it okay. It was from Acme. It was from the Acme company. Now Trump pardoned Flynn. This is again. Trump is now like one of those TV shows that's just been on so long, and it's a CSI White House, and I can't believe it's still on. And I hear about plot twists from it. I'm like, okay.
Yeah, they ran out. They ran out of plot.
So, yes, okay. Yeah, it's not surprising. I still can't believe that people like Donald Trump. But, what are you going to do? People are different.
Didn't Obama tell him not to hire Mike Flynn?
Yes.
I was like, that guy's a bad dude.
Yeah. Yeah, because they knew he was working with Russia and Turkey and all these other fucking countries. But it's their own sphere. It's their own. It's in some ways it's like it's like some Narnia shit where it's all fan fiction.
Yeah.
The stuff that actually counts, the stuff that they actually do doesn't count. The only thing that matters is fan fiction. Is fan fiction written by Trump about reality, so that becomes like lock her up for what? Because she's done horrible things. What? And then that becomes so they're living in this alternate reality, and it's sad. It's just sad. It's just a sad. I also don't understand why you can pardon people. I don't understand why that's. Are people going to stop running for president if you take that away?
I like the pardon.
Fuck it. I don't even want to be. I was gonna be until you took the pardons away.
Dude, pardons are cool. They're a real. Now talk about a plot twist. But I like the idea of
none of them are like very
magic.
Obama. Oh, can you name any of Obama's pardons?
I think a lot of non-violent drug offenders. He pardoned a lot of them.
I think he pardoned. I feel like I read that, and
he pardoned the most. Didn't he pardon the most? He
pardoned the least, I believe.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Pardons by presidents. Sure? Do pardons by president. So
no, Obama had a lot. No.
Trump had 28 pardons. Well, this is old, but no, it's okay. So it's from the 24th. Obama had 212 pardons, but 1,700 commutations.
Yeah, commutations is what he did with the I think a lot of the drugs.
So total clemency, you're right, other than FDR. FDR was loose with the clemency, wasn't he? And Woodrow Wilson, this guy would fucking pardon anybody. I like that Trump's trying to pre-pardon himself.
Yeah, he is.
He's trying to give himself a license to crime. Like, no, it's okay, I'm pardoned. He'll do shit, just knock shit out and be like, I'm pardoned. My fault, dog. You didn't hear? I got pardoned. It's so crazy. It's so crazy. But if anyone can get away with it, it's big. It's the ratings machine, Donald Trump. And speaking of the ratings machine,
yeah,
there was a story this week about how much the Washington Post and the New York Times circulation has gone up since 2016.
Oh yeah, of course.
Tripled. Both of them tripled.
They should every news media outlet should send him a fucking basket.
Yeah, at least.
At least, I mean, because for their bottom line, he is so interesting. I mean, maybe not positive, but
he's bad for the country. Which is good. He will triple your circulation. So that's right. So that's great. So now I'm with him. Now I like him because I love the New York Times and I'm a real cuck.
I go with the family New York Times.
You guys know I used to do a TV show with Dave Chappelle. I don't like to talk about it. And he doesn't either. Actually, yes, sure he does. Sure, we both do. It was great. Dave was upset this week because Comedy Central sold Viacom, a publicly traded company, sold one of their assets to another publicly traded company, their assets being Chappelle Show.
Wait, who sold it to who? Sorry.
Viacom owns Comedy Central. They sold it to Netflix and HBO. And Dave didn't like it because he doesn't get money from it. And the thing that I want to talk about is people writing like, I hope you get money too. What I would suggest is, I think you hope I get money up to a point. I think people want me to get money. They want me to get like some money. But if I said, yeah, I got $5 million, your like for me would fucking plummet. If you thought I had money like that. It's a weird thing where you want to make a good amount of money, but not so much that people don't like you. And it's a very easy trap to fall into.
Have you experienced this when people?
Yeah. Rich motherfucker. People just call me shit that's like, I did the work. And also you bought the DVD, dummy. I didn't do the work thinking I was going to get rich from it. Or if I did get rich.
Yeah.
Who says I did?
It wasn't charity.
Bianca. So I don't, you can't acknowledge, you just can't. Money's fucking crazy.
Why does that bother you though?
Because they act like, because it becomes they act like it's a civil rights issue. Like, I hope they did the right thing by you and you got money. It's like, no, you don't.
Neal, someone trying to say, I hope you get money and you find the...
Because I know what would happen if I told them how much money it was.
They probably would just be like, oh.
Then they wouldn't... Trust me, what I'm saying isn't crazy.
No, I believe you. I'm just trying to understand.
People get mad. It's the difference between being... The thing I've said to Blake, I don't know if I said it on the podcast, but having a rookie contract is more fun than having your 5-year, $40 million a year contract.
Because everybody knows.
Everybody knows what you're making, and your rookie. It's like, hey, I remember when you were then you got this rookie deal, and even though it's $5 million a year, it's still like, yeah, you're get your mama. Huh? That money goes quick. Once you get into like crazy contract money, you're just an asshole. Just automatically, you're a little bit of an asshole.
Does it bother you, or do you care?
It doesn't. I accept it. It's just fun to me when people go, I hope you got money, and I go, to a point, because if it gets over a certain amount, if it's like $100,000, you'd be cool. If it's 1.3 million.
No, I think people would be cool with 1.3. I feel like 5 million.
5 million is where it gets crazy. By the way, everyone's got a different number.
5 million, really?
Yeah, everyone's got a different number. It's yours.
You were the
5.
PA,
right? Exactly. Everyone's got a number that's like over that you don't deserve it. But meanwhile, what do you think I deserve based on knowing what you know about the show, which is virtually not like. You know what I mean?
I don't have a number. I think you should get as much money as you.
Right, but I'm not mad at people. I just think it's funny when they say that because it's not. It's
not
you
like
want Dave to get
genuine...
money as a aggrieved, famous person that you love. Once you get into me, you're like, it's not so passionate. I'm white. You know what I mean? Like, there's just things.
Have people hit you up about the situation?
Yeah. Fucking endlessly.
Oh my God.
Fucking endlessly. It's endless. That's the thing is, and it. Do you love the noises I'm making with my cup? I'm speaking with glass. It was definitely stressful Monday and Tuesday because it's just like.
Did I help?
Bad energy. You didn't say anything.
I didn't.
Tuesday.
Because I just thought.
No, I know. What do you mean? Did you help? Did Aya help?
No, I said Aya.
Yes, Aya did
not
help.
Aya.
Yes.
Not Mia.
No, Aya. Yes,
Aya.
Aya did help because Aya shuts down the default mode network, meaning I couldn't really ruminate about it. And also, what am I ruminating about?
I love the non-rumination effect. It's like,
It's just not, you just think about it.
So nice.
You think about it, you pour it over you think 3 thoughts.
You do
and then
pour
you just
over,
go,
and then you
yeah,
go,
and whatever. And then you move on, and 5 hours later, you're like, I haven't thought about that in a while.
Every time I think about something I haven't thought about, I'm like, yes.
Yeah.
You're
and
still
it's pure
in me,
ayahuasca.
Madre.
There's an article, dude, in Popular Mechanics about ayahuasca this week.
Oh no!
It fucking made me
do
laugh
not
my head
operate
off.
machinery.
No,
what is the point?
You don't operate a big rig.
What are they saying?
It was just saying there was a study that came out like 2 weeks ago about ayahuasca that I don't know if we talked about where you grow brain cells.
Shut that up.
It's the perfect. I don't know. I would never. I don't recommend garbage. I've said that a million times.
No, I know. I'm just.
No, the articles are insane.
It's a superfood.
Yes, it's like beyond a superfood.
Yeah, it's like fucking kale.
Guys, you're not going to believe it's better than avocados.
Better than kale. Better than quinoa.
Yes. So it didn't.
You regrow brain cells.
It's yes. Just if you do ayahuasca brain study, and it'll be from November 20th, I think. And God forbid we'll do it.
Neal, Bianca.
Wait,
Will is
so
trying his best.
do you notice? I can't tell if it's
Relax.
actually happening. You know when you get a car and you notice your car everywhere?
Yeah.
I'm starting to do the ayahuasca, and I can't tell if more shit's coming out about ayahuasca.
It's been a big month for ayahuasca publicly.
Okay, because I was like,
Stimulates
it's everywhere.
Beckley Foundation stimulates the birth of new brain cells. It's a thing that could potentially reverse Alzheimer's.
Oh my God. So
don't take my word for it.
Ask Hunter.
I'm begacked. That's you begacked fool. People listening right now. This begacked fool's talking some bullshit. So yes, I help with the Dave thing, and I don't have much to say about it other than I find it stressful, and I wish he would sue them or something. I don't fucking know. Because it just seems to do it in public seems like just not. It's not effective. It's like if it's illegal, just fucking sue them.
But I mean, court of public opinion.
Sure, but yes,
Effective.
and then what? But and then what did he? So he wins what?
Well, it's kind of like like the Swifties or the Beehive. People are just like,
no, of course.
Leave Dave alone.
Yeah.
That does. I mean, no matter who you are on earth, whether you're Chinese government or Netflix or just a person doing podcasts, no one wants heat. No one wants negative
those
heat.
Big corporations
don't
do
give
not
a
care.
fuck.
I don't think who's gonna feel bad about it? It's a publicly traded company. The chairman, some weird fucking.
People care about their image. Come on.
Not at that level, they don't.
Buddy.
They don't want to get caught with a prostitute, but like,
okay.
Hey, your corporation ripped me off. Yeah, we're a fucking corporation. Good for us. That's what we do.
Right. Low bar.
Yeah. I like that. Yeah, whatever. Then there's the Grammy. A lot of people complain about the Grammys.
What?
The Weeknd complained. The Weeknd got upset that he didn't get nominated. And you're looking at me like you've never heard of The Weeknd or the Grammys.
I have. I'm just listening.
You're like, he got upset, and everyone's like, you know what's funny? When people get upset, they start talking like they're from the Middle Ages.
Let me see.
Where it's like, the Grammys remain corrupt. You owe me, my fans in the industry, transparency. Like, why are we all talking like we're from the Middle Ages? Here's my thing with a guy like The Weeknd, who is a decent guy, a nice dude, in my experience. Why do you people complain about the Grammys every year since that I remember 1989. So that's 31 years, or maybe it was in 89 Jethro Tull beat Metallica. Because it's a beauty pageant,
Right.
judged by old people with bad taste. So I was speaking to another music industry person who said there's an easy way around this, which is don't submit. You just don't submit for yourself for a Grammy. And then
you have to, all of these are submitted?
they're all submitted. So what they're mad about is that they all entered a beauty pageant and then didn't get nominated for a pretty prize.
It's Tullers and Tiars.
Yes, and they are mad. It's just silly because it's like you're still doing the Super Bowl. I don't know who has Grammys. Do you know what I mean? I don't know. As a fan, I don't go like, there's one of the Grammy songs is on right now. One of Grammy winners. Would you keep it down, everybody? A Grammy winner's on the radio. Fucking no. And once I heard that you don't have to submit, I was like, oh, this is silly.
It's all silly. Or start your own thing. I feel like the Grammys have historically ignored a lot of
all hip hop. They never get right.
Music.
They never get album
never
of the year.
good.
It's just Lauryn Hill won, and I think Kendrick won. Like that's. But then I talked to another music industry person who said it can open doors up if you win a Grammy.
Of course.
But I don't understand how somebody in music with good taste would all of a sudden want to work with Kendrick Lamar because he won a Grammy.
You know why? Because it's just a self-congratulatory prize for within an industry, and everyone in the industry is like, "Oh, wait on you. You have a little bell.
But I find if I'm an artist with any integrity,
right?
I already knew Kendrick Lamar was great. So now that he wins a Grammy, I wouldn't want to do a song with him more. And I'd actually want to do a song with him less because it would cost more.
But you always tell me, Bianca, you will not believe everybody has a gigantic ego. You always say that.
Incredible. They all have incredible, very easily shatterable egos.
So the less disparity between you, a person with a big ego, and someone who won a Grammy, that is, it kind of rubs off on you. It's like, I worked with a Grammy Award winner. If we all buy into it.
But I think the bigger problem is he got a Grammy. I'm dope too, motherfucker. So you're saying I'm not as good as him.
But he has been nominated before.
The Weeknd has won. He got nominated for some weird duet song this year.
No, but he's won a Grammy.
He didn't. Not the ones he wanted. He won R&B performance, urban contemporary album.
That sounds so
and
bad.
And urban contemporary album. So. Yeah, but his point, I think his bigger issue is that
album of the year.
They only see him as a black artist and they see him as urban and not. He makes pop songs. He makes the fucking disco. He should get disco.
Does. Right.
Disco prizes.
But that's when it's like, okay, but you're going up like there's so much. That's why when we talk about people get upset
Disco's
when they
still
get
a hot genre, right?
when they get snubbed.
Bianca, can I go back real quick? No, people still love disco. By the way, there's a Bee Gees documentary coming out on HBO. And I
love
fucking
the Bee Gees.
Getting ready to cancel everything.
When?
I saw a commercial for it. So they usually premiere on Mondays. Could be today.
Oh my God. Is it tonight?
How do you mend a broken heart?
How do you mend a broken heart? Full movie. This came out already.
Watch the trailer. Available December 12th at 5 p.m. Pacific. I'll see you there.
Oh, okay.
So
wait.
So but the weekend. Again, it's trouble. It's really both of these are trouble in the winner circle.
Let's play.
Yeah, I mean,
It sounds like the Bee Gees.
it really does. I mean, put some respect on the name.
I know.
It sounds better than Bee Gees.
I meant.
Yes. Now this is for the next. So this is what these white people doing. What I realized over the weekend is we have so many songs that we never use.
I know. We gotta.
Now I don't know if you saw this, but this was on Twitter on Saturday. There was a black woman wrote an article for a magazine that is, and it was about Outkast. And it was called The Art of Speculating, right? So you know how people can't do anything for themselves anymore? So they need audio. Not only do they need audio books, they need audio articles.
Seriously.
You read it. That's basically what everyone's doing. Like, I don't get it. You read it to me.
So I think if you read what I sent you, I think they pulled the audio down. Do you still
Yes,
have it
they pulled the audio down, but I made sure that Will ripped it. No, of course. You couldn't get the full clip. But so that's the setup. Listen. So then they hired a white guy to do read the article for you.
Okay.
And it's pretty unbelievable.
Okay.
Fireside Magazine presents The Art of Speculatin.
Stop it. What
Why
did you
do that?
Where is that accent? The art of speculating.
It's fucking Jar Jar Binks.
It is Jar Jar Binks.
The art of
Maybe
speculating.
he was doing it as Jar Jar Binks.
He was doing, but even Jar Jar Binks was a black dude.
Yeah, he was Jamaican.
The art of speculating.
The art of speculating. Play that again, please.
Fireside Magazine presents The Art of Speculatin.
Why did he say it like that? Oh,
that's what this voice should be called from now on. Doing this voice he's doing the art of speculating.
The Art of Speculating.
Yeah, what was that? There was a guy who was doing the art of speculating. It's when a white guy does a black patois.
Yeah, the art.
Okay, hit it.
The Art of Speculatin by Regina N. Bradley, edited by Maurice Broadus, narrated by Kevin Rainier, published in the autumn 2020 issue of Fireside
Apparently took
Quarterly.
his Twitter down.
I'm a Southern black woman who stands in the long shadow of the civil rights movement. Southern hip-hop helped me navigate the contemporary black South.
That's all we were able to
It's
get.
literally like Steel Magnolias with
Yes.
just like offensive Steel Magnolias. Like,
Yes.
I'm a Southern black woman who stands in a long shadow of the
Olympia
civil.
Dukakis in
I think she would. It sounds like, whatever do you mean? It sounds very
like the
Scarlet.
old Warner Brothers cartoons would have been like, "Hey, what are you doing?
What?
I'm a Southern black woman
what
who
is it?
stands in the
Rooster? Who's the
yeah,
rooster?
it's
Kentucky Jim?
fucking
Kentucky Jim?
I can't believe I can't remember. Not Yosemite Sam.
It's say it.
None of it's stumped us.
Fucker.
I'll remember.
Okay.
But cartoon hen.
And wow, that's the worst thing.
Will's so bad at the internet because he searches the worst thing. It's just Foghorn
Leghorn. There you go.
Yes.
Cartoon hen.
Cartoon
like
hen.
Like it was a man.
No, Will, I need you to do better. Sometimes you get whatever. Hitler had a lot of haters. The art of internet searching. The Art of Googling by Will Hagel. I'm Will Hagel, and I'm from Indiana or somewhere like that. I got.
Why did he do that?
Just unbelievable.
Okay, get into the mind of a white.
All right, so I had this argument with a friend of mine who was Asian, and she was saying
Asian. What?
Yeah, whatever. How'd they get involved?
You just said Asian.
She's Asian.
An Asian.
And she was, and she was saying that is malicious. almost like white people doing it intentionally. And I was like, I think it's just dumb. I don't think it's.
Yeah, he seemed like really pumped and like he worked on that.
Yes.
I don't think he just threw that. I think he was like, oh, I swear to God, he worked on that.
No, he's took a class. All that he's done. He's trained.
Yeah.
But letting him do it and then hearing it and saying, I think we go to press with this. Hit send.
Yeah.
I love it. No notes.
Cut and print.
Yeah. That's where you get into, I don't think it's malice, but it's deep stupidity.
Bad. It's just like a major oversight. Mm-hmm. Why did you think to hire a white guy? Also, when you go back to the article, let's just say without an accent.
Why would you? My guess is that he reads 6 of these at a time. He just goes in for a session and does a bunch of articles.
Right,
and this is one of them. And I'm sure they have black men read for white women, and I'm sure they do racial mix-ups fairly often.
I've listened to a book on tape before, and one person's doing all the.
You listen to the art of the whale hunt. That's what they call whale hunting. Moby Dick. My name is Ahab, and I'm a Captain Sea, and I'm out in the ocean looking for whales. I am.
Stupid. I'm just like.
I think it's just stupid and not. There's an old man phrase. Well, will you
hit it, Will?
Will, hit it correctly, please.
Yeah.
Great, very good. There's an old man which is malice, which could easily.
Will you scroll down the article for a second?
Do not ascribe. It's Hanlon's razor. Never attribute to malice that which is adequately explained by stupidity. Hanlon's razor.
Hanlon's razor.
So
also, I'm sad we didn't get that
to Southern playlist Cadillac music. I'm sad we didn't get to the Iranian name you made me do. You made me do the Art of Speculatin on earlier.
I really did. But you passed.
Yeah, I passed the first one.
For crazy today.
Yeah. I just don't. Yeah. They put out. So anyways, they ended up putting out a statement saying, about our audiobook. Look, it was stupid of us. Yeah.
So the lady the lady who wrote it, retweeted it and was outraged. They took down the audio, obviously. And you're saying that the guy took down his Twitter.
He took down his whole Twitter.
Oh, yeah. I do feel like this.
He wrote, his last thing was, I deserve COVID.
No. Are you joking?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yes, I'm doing a comedy podcast. I deserve COVID.
You did it with a straight face.
I know, I did it with a straight face. That's so
damn, you're
crazy.
Such a fucking
it's so
professional.
wild. You've seen my Chase commercial.
Buddy.
So, it's just funny.
It was funny. I say more.
I have nothing. There should be a wheel where there was an old bit on Conan, I believe, and it was where they had New York cab drivers do a Seinfeld impression, and it's just the Indian Apu Indian guys with straight up. That's how they talk, doing have you seen? And it's so fucking funny and racist. It was from the 90s, but now it's so racist but it's fun to hear people with stereotypical voices talk like somebody else with a stereotypical voice.
Yeah, it's
very
funny.
Fun.
It just, once you put it, it's funny amongst friends or...
It's funny, just don't publish it. Save it for the group text, everybody.
That's not, it's like, yeah, that's it.
That's it. Save it for the group text. Now, currently, Seinfeld found the other night, and they did a contest where people did Jerry's bits. They did an impression of Seinfeld, and an Indian woman did it, and it reminded me of the old Conan bit. But it was funny. It was funny and a little racist.
He giggled.
But who gets hurt? I mean, I know who gets hurt. Everybody. Did you see the French riots?
I didn't see the riots, but I know that what is he, a music producer? He got beat up.
No, well, there's a whole nother thing. 100,000 people.
But But it was because it's because of the law.
There's a law
that
saying
says they can't
look
videotape.
for it in your local listings. I'm sure they'll try it here, where you're not allowed to film cops sometimes.
No, all times now it's illegal.
Oh, it's illegal to film cops.
to
Okay.
film cops.
Yeah.
But I mean, if that happens in France, I'm like, how did that happen? But people are upset because old Macaroon, he ran like very liberal, and now he wants to be, I think, like a law and order president. So it's just that's why the rub is so bad.
Yeah, and also it's in a free society, you got to be able to film cops.
Yeah, no,
Sorry.
it's yeah.
I don't know what to tell you. Like
Everyone else is being filmed.
yes.
Somehow cops is
not but special, and
Wait.
they can't have nuclear weapons. That is upsetting. I did read an article about France. You know, like 200,000, or not 200 and I believe 16 people have been killed by Muslim terrorists there, and like pretty recently. So they have, they have like like the guy ran people over. A teacher got stabbed
But
like
this
3
is
weeks
all
ago.
specifically
Specifically
Muslim,
like Muslim terrorism.
like terrorism in France.
Yes. Well, God forbid.
Hey, fuck you, man.
Muslim terrorism. Le Monde reported in 2016 that Islamic terrorism had killed 236 people in France the preceding 18 months. That's the Bataclan. That's other shit. But like they have a different. They do that thing where like they have those fucking burqa laws.
They have ID laws that are really oppressive.
They're in a tough spot because they don't know what to do.
No, and I've gotten in some arguments with friends that are French and their friends. Maybe we're all in the same place and talking about it. And a lot of French people who are considered liberal drink the Kool-Aid of anti-veiling, Islamic expression, expressing their religious freedom. And the reasoning is so strange. I mean, one argument I heard was that, well, if you're coming into our country and you want to assimilate and have a good life here, we don't do that with we don't wear those things.
They do. I've heard the defense is they don't allow crosses. They don't allow anything.
But they're talking about they were debating
They burnt
not
the
allowing
Notre Dame Cathedral, for instance.
not allowing
That was defending that law, the cross law. They were trying to. It's the cross law.
not allowing it at all, like wearing it outside.
Yeah.
And the idea is that, if you want to assimilate to our culture, it's going to be harder for you when you look so different.
Yeah.
It's like,
Yeah, I don't
know. France has some.
I think that
they drink their own Kool-Aid a lot.
This is a big issue. This is almost the big question is: are Islam and Western values compatible? That's it. Because and they would always hold up Turkey, and it's like getting pretty Muslim over there.
But
getting like pretty theocratic between you and me.
But if you take extreme Western cultures, like it's just extreme religion, and they look the same. You have someone with their gun and a American flag being like, "Don't tread on me," and
they're not doing it in the name of a religion, though, unless you consider capitalism or Southernism, Confederacy, a religion.
But they all are very close in terms of like Christianity and Jesus.
Here's the question, because I don't know the answer.
Okay, let's go.
Do you believe that Islam, that there can be a capitalist society with a capitalist democratic society with a majority Muslim population?
But there are.
There's Turkey, that's what I'm saying. It's getting way less.
Like a lot in former Yugoslavia. A lot of them are Muslim. In Philippines, Bali. I'm sorry,
right. But
Indonesia.
what I'm saying is they all have like, these are not exactly democratic countries.
Okay, so you're saying like a fully.
What I'm saying is it starts. Turkey being the best example, because Turkey was like the city on the hill, right? And then Erdogan got in, and it's getting like more like, you're turning it into a mosque. That's too bad. So I have, knowing my limited knowledge on Islam, I'm sure we'll get emails. It is my understanding of Islam is that it's kind of not compatible. Like the good thing about
what are you
Christians,
talking about? You're talking about an economic system, and then what are you saying?
Democracy. That's not that you're electing people based on. You have laws that aren't based in Muslim fundamentalism,
right? But it's really hard to find just square one an example of good, healthy democracy.
Absolutely.
So that's already. I mean, Mexico is not Islamic. It's very hard to find democracy there.
Yeah.
It's very hard to find democracy everywhere. If we want to say capitalism, I mean, if you go to Europe, a lot of those aren't like. It kind of. I think it pigeonholes us to compare ourselves to America.
Let's, for the sake of argument,
Yeah.
let's say that America's a healthy democracy,
Okay.
right? Let's say that England's a healthy democracy. Let's say France is, right?
Okay.
They want to. They claim that they're. I guess let's not even talk about religion. Let's talk about civilization, right? Or French society as it's been known since the fucking revolution.
Yeah.
Right? Are they right to worry that preponderance of Muslims will make French society less the way it's been? Or is it one of those things of like, well, fuck it, that's what happens when you have, then end immigration, like, you know what I mean? Like, it will be less the way it's been. It will be more, it was not especially religious, but I'm assuming it was Christian, right? It will be Muslim. It'll be like are they, if you're a white French person, what would you think? Do you think?
I mean, it's weird when you have French people that are so against change when they have such a terrible colonizing past where they literally go to other countries and completely change the way things are, change the dominant language, even change their.
But by the way, Algeria didn't like it.
Algeria didn't like it.
Right. So what?
Nobody liked it. But so that's what I'm saying. Is
yes,
like you
but
kind of do.
But I'm not talking about like what goes around. I'm not talking about any principle other than.
Are they going to like change from their culture that they knew? No one likes that. That's not comfortable.
Right.
For
And so what should they do? Do you know what I mean?
Right. But I think there's, it's a part of life saying like, back when I was this, or like, it used to be like this. I mean, what can you do about that? What can you do about the fact that when you lived in New York, it might have been cheaper, or it might not have been like this? Like, that's
right. So that's
really
what you're saying is like, that's just the sands of time.
Sands of time, but also the effects of having a really robust, like your hands in lots of countries in colonization history. So then you invade all these countries. Literally all these African countries speak French. They learned.
They do it, Bianca.
And when they want to come to your country now, it's a fucking problem. Okay,
right, but they didn't. Again, that part of the argument is like, well, they hated it, so now it's like shoes on the other foot. So of course France is going to hate it.
But France is in power in all these situations, even when they come to France.
They didn't listen at all. They didn't care that Algeria, for instance, didn't care.
But they still maintain power. They still maintain power in all these situations. It's not like Algeria has more power over France. Like France is going to maintain power.
No, but what French white people, from my understanding, is they're afraid that some sort of Islam, depending whether it's like the different sects, whatever, Salaf. I can't remember what they called. Salafi, is that one? Did I make that up?
Shiite and
not
Sunni?
Shiite. There's the one that's from Saudi Arabia. That's whatever.
Oh yeah.
So are they worried about in 50 years France is going to look like? Right now, for instance, France looks like more like me and Will, and they're afraid. The people that look like me and Will are afraid it's going to look like you. And what Shia, and then there's a different one. Wahhabism. There you go. So what should they do? Because like in America, I'm completely like the joke I did about like fuck our way out of racism. Like America is gonna look like you regardless, because that's like our thing. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's our
we
thing.
have no choice.
Yes.
It's happening. But why you're kind of looking at the situation in France with a little different lens
I'm looking at
the situation in America.
Absolutely. Because
But it's both scared white people shit changing and not looking like how it was.
But I don't care, because it's just a demographic change that we've welcomed, and it's been inevitable.
How is it not welcome there?
Because, well, I don't know how they're not like considered the melting pot. I don't think like their thing isn't immigration. That again, don't know what the fuck I'm talking about, but my understanding of it.
It is just their old colonies did at some point have like agreements where they can go back and backseas.
Yeah.
A lot of them did. That's why they're there.
Yeah.
So it's even more like, that was only a few decades ago. Maybe some of them still have it. Whereas black people are in like.
So what I'm saying is I'm French MAGA.
Yeah, but why? It doesn't make sense compared to everything else.
French culture is bread and cheese and the fucking Eiffel Tower and like you want to talk about a culture over here? It's just like fucking hay. And
You're
moonshine.
being hypocrite.
I'm being absolutely hypocrite.
I'm like, no,
I don't know why I'm French MAGA, but I am. I'm a faggot. Wait, am I?
Oh my God, you faggot.
Make America.
No, faggot works better.
Yeah, faggot's funnier. Yeah, I'm a faggot, and I don't, because I'm more protective of French culture. I'm also, Muslims are not overrunning America. You know what I mean? Like, there's no Muslim, like, there's no Charlie Hebdo, there's no
Muslims
Bataclan.
are not overrunning France. They're overrunning parts of cities.
Look up French Muslim problem.
No, don't look that up. Population of France.
It's gotta be problem. I'm kidding. So that was about somebody got stabbed last week for teaching about what happened with Charlie Hebdo. Teaching.
Oh no, I understand. There's a problem.
Islam in France. That should be.
Okay.
The majority of Muslims in France, 5.8% of the population.
Very small.
Yeah.
So that's what I mean.
But they have all the explosives.
But we're making it.
Bianca, they have 100% of the explosives.
You know what?
And the machine guns.
I need you to think about your faggot position, because in the end, what the French have done in their colonization and their version of white supremacy is longer reigning, more powerful, and more disgusting than America. It's just went on a lot. You know what I mean? A lot more. It was just a lot more encompassing. So. And each country has their own terrible story of.
I'm seeing a sentence that might help my argument.
Go ahead.
France's status as an officially secular nation, and jihadists refer to France as the flagship of disbelief. So I guess it's like they're continuously testing public displays of Islam.
100%.
PDI. And the French don't like it. And to me, it's an eyesore.
It's basically that. And it's like, okay, the more you try to erase us, well, then the more we're allowed to. Didn't you see fucking, what is it? The goddamn.
Foghorn Leghorn.
No, it was the movie, the famous French movie, Les Mis. Did you see the new Les Mis?
The new Les Mis I haven't seen, because I thought it was the old
Training
one.
Day,
And
the
then
Training Day
somebody
Les
told
Mis.
me it was like, no, it's fucking great.
It's Training Day, French Training Day.
Great.
It's so fucking good.
Yeah, I heard.
Watch French Training Day. Let me let's circle back. Let's see how much of a faggot.
Okay. I'm gonna research this a little bit, and by that I mean 10 minutes of light reading.
You're gonna find a documentary.
And I'm going. By the way, I'm reading a book. I'm listening to a book on tape. Read it to me.
The Art of
Speculatin.
What is it?
Called The End of Expertise, I believe.
Okay.
And it is so fucking good.
Is it about all the armchair
The
experts?
death of expertise, yes. And it's just amazing. And it's all the shit we were saying, which is like, it's just egos. People don't want to admit that. Because I told somebody I was reading, and they're like, oh, about all how the elites are. I'm like, they are elite. They're elite. I'm like.
It's like, you know, in Japan where I think it's maybe not the status quo right now, but historically people would specialize in one thing. So it's like, this guy makes this sword.
Yeah.
And his grandfather made this sword. And his father's father made this one sword. And so you have all these kind of experts, but it's really revered in Japan. And I feel like in America, someone would be like, I'm going to go on YouTube and figure out how to make that sword.
Oh, that's A.
And it's like,
and then it's also.
But his whole isn't his blood. Like, we have to give credit where credit's due. Some people dedicate their lives to plant DNA.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know.
And they like, or viruses, for instance, like Anthony Fauci, whose roommate was AIDS. It's just that, but he's somehow, it's just resentment and the lack of belief. That's what I was getting at with the Roy Jones thing earlier. It's like, that's what I loved about the Malice at the Palace when all the fans stormed. And you see how much bigger Jermaine O'Neal is than you thought he was from 100 feet away. You can literally see people, the guys that charged the court at the NBA game, realize like, holy shit, you're so much bigger than me. But they don't know because they live in a world like, I could fucking do that. Like, no, you couldn't.
Yeah.
You could. There's not a world in which you could do most of the shit you say. I could fucking do that. No, you couldn't.
I said it already.
Music. Yeah, it's so. I was talking to somebody, a friend of mine who is an anti-vaxxer, which is very sad for me. And she just kept quoting, it's like heavy metals. Like there's heavy, there's so many, there's
the
heavy
toxins.
metals. Toxins in the heavy metals. And I'm like, you know, I don't want to shit on her, but there's so much misinformation out there that it's really easy to be persuaded if you don't fact check the facts.
It's thinking you're smart, and it's proof that you're dumb. You think that you got the better fact. It's like where are you going to accept facts from? Wherever I like them. That's where
though. That's it.
Right, but that's not a good. That's not that's not how information works.
I know, but what are we to do?
Oh well, we need one hose, and it's called the New York Times.
I thought
There was a female kicker, Bianca. They let a lady kick a football.
Are you angry?
And
Vanderbilt.
She kicked off. And what I gotta say is,
did she do good?
No.
Did she do bad?
No one's gonna say it was a bad kick, but it was a bad kick.
Really?
I mean, it just was. It was. I don't know if she was going. If she was obviously going for an onside kick, but it's just not a good. It was just not.
Jitters. Come on, it's gonna be.
No,
jittery.
I get it. It's
gonna be jittery.
But it's like Jackie Robinson didn't throw up on himself the first time at bat.
Talk about pressure.
Yeah, talk about like
jitters.
you gotta, when it's preparation and opportunity meet, and then whatever. I'm happy for her, and I hope.
She hot?
I don't know.
Not that matters. I just can't see her
tell.
face. Well, good for her.
Yeah, she. Here you go. Hopefully, but now they got ads. Whatever.
There you go.
Whatever. So, Doc Watch.
I only date women who do their own taxes.
If you're sitting on an elephant, life is
It's so funny that you said all that.
Ayahuasca on the come up. Real Sports lead story.
I feel like we did this.
We didn't. I sent you the clip.
No, Neal, you're not hearing me. Padre, I feel like we.
Oh, we made it happen.
This. I feel a lot more people are talking, because I'll talk about people like, the other day someone was mentioning ayahuasca after I listened to your podcast. I'm like,
I think it's a case of
it's all happening
like
at the same time.
It's vocabulary when you hear a word, when you read a new word, and you're like, fucking, did you know preponderance means a lot of something? But it was a hockey player who was like a goon, and Those guys all have CTE.
Yeah.
All of them have they have dicky black brains. Their brains truly the meat turns black. And this guy's name is Daniel Carcillo. And so there's an ayahuasca anyhow, but the guy had all the shit that happens.
Oh.
Slurred speech, mood swings, all of it.
Does it help dementia if it's already going?
What do you mean? Does it reverse it?
Yeah. Or does it
In
heal
this
it?
case, he had does ayahuasca once,
And
all of it gone.
shut the fuck up.
All of it gone to the point where
I have
his wife.
goosebumps.
It's probably an 11-minute story. Look for it. It's on Real Sports this month. But his wife completely confirms it. Completely confirms everything about it.
I'm gonna tell my friends.
And it's. I sent it to somebody. They were like crying. We can't show the clip, but it's all. And he also does a litany of symptoms that are gone. That even the litany is mentally impressive. Where you're like, oh, that's what he just said. Just now is proof that his brain is better. So that was fucking amazing. So watch that.
I mean, literally, my OCD is.
I know. I told somebody that, and they were like, "Are you fucking kidding me?" Somebody with really bad OCD. I don't want to. The thing is, I don't want to promise.
No, I'm not promising anything.
No,
I can
don't
only
think
just
you
say.
knew. Yeah, exactly.
Even now, I'm like, I really can just completely walk away from an intrusive thought. I don't have to live it out. It doesn't have to go somewhere.
Yeah.
It's not
Yeah.
it's just not in my life.
It's not part of who you are.
It is insane.
I sent one of our clips to a buddy of mine who's like famously fights depression, and he was like, "Oh fuck, it turns off the default mode network so I can stop telling myself I'm a piece of shit every minute."
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
Literally. You're great.
Yes.
Kind of a lot.
Yes.
For me, at least.
Yes. This guy is great.
And you know what's weird? The other day I did stress about something legitimately stressful, not, something I conjured up in my brain. And it was a little bit stressful for a second because it was something that was stressful.
Well,
and then
we're not beyond stress.
No,
We're
same
beyond
things
reproach. Don't you dare write us anything questioning what we've said here.
No more hate mail. And it was so healthy. It just processed so healthy. And then, I don't know, it never got stressful internally. It was just, I cognitively understood it was a stressful situation.
Yeah.
And obviously stressful thoughts come with that, but they didn't go anywhere. There was no worst case scenario.
You don't spin out. It doesn't.
It was great.
I thought recently that, it's so obvious, but a mood is the hangover from a feeling. Or it's the aftershocks of feeling, and you're just like, my moods have been really clean, like really not fucked up and not carrying an old
Yeah.
I talked to him this morning and
then you just realize everyone's carrying, like moods don't. It's like
you can't. It's like I say. It's like eating in a greasy diner. You can't get out of your clothes.
Right.
You literally can't. Like, ugh.
I was thinking of, remember back in the day, people did smell-o-vision stuff. The problem is you can't get the old smell out to get a new smell.
Yes.
So all the fucking smells are in there.
Yes.
And it feels like there's no smell. The mood comes and it goes and it doesn't stay.
You can process. You can literally metabolize feelings in a faster and with wisdom and not. I find myself, again, it's been 2 weeks, but less quick to like cortisol, less quick to stress.
Right.
Less quick.
But like you said, you use your wisdom. Because sometimes people who have bad anxiety or depression, it's like, I'm a 35-year-old blank or something.
Yeah.
And I'm still stressing out about this stupidest shit, where now you get to use your wisdom behind it. It's like, yeah, it's fine. It'll probably be.
I know what's going to happen.
I know what's going to happen.
Go through, like, I'm still being a bad text group texter with Trayvon and Roy because I'm like, guys, I don't like this.
What do you mean
Like,
bad?
I don't like they were sending me all the Nate Robinson, and I was like, I don't care. I just
don't look.
No, I know, but I was
They were
I
like,
was
yo.
joking, like, guys, you know me, but it is still. I just don't. I don't like violence. No, but I just don't have time for dumb bullshit.
Well, and a testament to ayahuasca is that me and you are very different in terms of our mental health and our orientation in life, and we still both found.
Yes, we're both at different. Came at it from different levels of expertise. I'm an expert.
You're an expert.
And you're an
I'm an
amateur
novice.
at feelings.
Shut up.
I did a double yesterday on Hulu. I went totally under control. The Trump.
I can't watch.
I
Trump
know.
one.
I'm with you.
They're
I'm with
so.
you.
I want to watch them so bad, but it's a lot. It's a lot.
It's
after a while.
more about.
There's less bombshells.
It's more
a lot
about. It's like it is like more of a TikTok, but it's when he knew, and what they did, and you still kind of there's as much as this is a slog, it is hard to remember everything.
Yeah.
So it was helpful for that. And then there was a banger of a documentary called Kingdom of Silence.
That's the
on
one.
Showtime about Jamal Khashoggi. And a banger.
Good.
Yes, because Saudi and that region in that tax bracket is very easy on the eyes. Meaning everything that takes place, it's like, was it in Riyadh at the Four Seasons?
Yeah,
like
it's so
just
nice.
it's like it's all palaces and pulling up at a thing so it's that plus intrigue. And there's way more to Jamal Khashoggi that I didn't know. Like he was like kind of the closest journalist to bin Laden, which I didn't know. Which again, here's what I came away with, which is wrong of me, especially in light of what a fag I am.
Fag hit the A.
On the one of my caffeines. This show's about to get way better. In terms of them ordering a killing, right?
Yeah.
It seemed a little bit in-house. The problem is, meaning they had beef with him. He was cool. He was kind of a mouthpiece for the regime.
Right.
For the kingdom.
But didn't they warn him a little bit?
They warned him a bunch.
A bunch before that happened.
He was a mouthpiece for one of the princes, like truly. And then after the Arab Spring, there was a lot of good Arab Spring stuff that I kind of didn't put together. That Saudi was sort of instrumental in putting down the insurrection in Egypt. And so there's stuff where, to quote executive producer Chris Rock, I'm not saying they should have did it, but I understand. Like, it's just some mob shit.
Yeah.
But you're not allowed to act like. What's funny is you can't kill a guy on a consulate, but with a drone on a field, fucking have at it.
Yeah.
Then it's like, yeah, but how many you want? How many people you want to kill? 100? Yeah, that's about right. So there's just a lot of, it'll make you think a lot, but it was also more, there's just more to it that I didn't even put together.
Yeah.
And
I did a doc.
What?
I didn't know how new it is. It was called Far From the Tree. Did you see that?
It came up. What is it?
It's this guy wrote a book and he wanted to just see how much we actually get from our parents in terms of everything, physically, personality wise, blah, blah, blah. So he wrote a book and he researched it and he just interviewed people from a lot of different backgrounds with a lot of different disability, just jobs all over the place. And then it's actually interesting. It's an interesting documentary to see these people and what they got from their parents. Sometimes they inherited something physically wrong or personality wise or blah, blah, blah. And it just examines how much of an influence our parents have on who we become. And
is it by nature or nurture? Do they figure it out?
No, so that's the thing. It's a good documentary in terms of being interesting because they interview so many people from different backgrounds, but they don't conclude anything. And it's the same guy who wrote the book that I guess was a best-selling book, Far from the Tree. So they just kind of interview people. All their stories are so interesting. So it's a good like time passer, but you don't get a definitive conclusion.
Because
of course, I mean,
it's like,
there's no, right?
it's an open.
But it's interesting. I would say.
Okay.
The backgrounds. Just the background.
I like that idea, and I like thinking about like what did I get,
right.
And what.
It's like somebody whose parent, someone, like there's a kid who one day stayed home from school, he was a teenager, waited for an 8-year-old to walk by and slit his throat. And they interviewed their family. And you know what they just the things like, did we contribute to this? You know what, that kind of thing. They interview someone who with them physical disability.
I realized I watched this doc, Crazy But Not Insane, about kind of the leading woman in the late 80s on multiple personalities disorders. And it's on HBO, and it's not good. She's kind of a weirdo. She's like a New York weirdo. And
New York weirdo.
Like,
so
I can't explain it any other way. Like the kind of lady who used to be on Donahue all the time.
Oh, I see.
Phil Donahue, like
a little flamboyant.
Yes, like a little flamboyant, but they're a clinical psychiatrist, and you're like, why are you doing so much press? So that was it. But she worked with a lot. She worked with Ted Bundy. She worked with some of the greats. So it's as well made as it could be, but she's so flawed. It made me just realize that I don't like when people when they have multiple personality disorders because they're not trained actors.
It's so bad.
And it's so embarrassing.
Have you seen...
like, I'm Mikey. And you're like, oh, God. Fuck. I hate this.
The one on, like, I loved talk shows when I would come home from school and watch. I watched every talk show, and when they would have someone with multiple personalities on. First of all, think about that. Very not cool to have someone who's under like a mental health breakdown.
Yeah.
It's like, who are we talking to now?
Is
One would
Ginger
smoke,
here?
one would smoke.
Yeah, she's here. And you're like, oh, fuck. I hate that I have to watch this.
Funniest. One would have glasses. One didn't need glasses.
Yeah.
Apparently, they found out multiple personality is not a thing.
I know. Well, they didn't cover that in the documentary, but
I feel like it is a thing sometimes.
She's pretty convincing. I mean, this is Spirit Padre, but it's pretty convincing that someone could be. The acting's bad, but there is some credibility to it. The stuff that they confess to, they're like, but yeah, it makes me so uncomfortable. They're like, yeah, Josh, my name's Josh, I'm tough.
Did you watch Split?
The movie? The Shyamalan? That was, he was basically just doing Mike Myers characters in Split. Like, he was just doing like fat bastard. He was doing, I haven't seen it in a while, but I was like, oh, that's Mike Myers. He was just doing differently. I'm Lucy. It was so fucking embarrassing. It made me so uncomfortable.
Oh my God.
And it was a horrible movie. But he was awful. That's what I found. He was so bad at that thing. And you're just like, well, we'll have to see, won't we? Oh, stop doing this. Please stop talking.
God.
Just talk like anybody. Do the art of speculating voice. Yes, like please do anything but this.
Oh my God.
I'd rather hear that. I'd rather hear that because at least I know what he's doing and he's bad at it. Where it's not, and it's and I can turn it off. Whereas with multiple personality. So fucking cringe, as the kids say. It's so cringe. I had a useless observation. This is actually kind of a heartbreaking observation.
No.
That I don't believe that human beings will ever conquer time travel. Do you know why I say that?
Why?
Because no one has come back through time.
No. Listen, there are people who have claimed to be
Show
from...
me a car. I need a fucking ship.
Neal.
Show me a flux capacitor. Show me something.
No, you gotta expand your mind, man. They can't bring objects. You
How did
the
they get here?
Space-time continuum.
So come here and explain the technology you used.
Yeah, I think they do. And they're just like,
when?
Everyone's like, okay, idiot.
When was this?
There's a few.
Bianca,
I'm gonna send you, but
well,
you're
they
gonna
need
look
their
at it as
Jackie
hocus
Robinson.
pocus.
They need their lady kicker,
They need their lady kick.
Ladyfoot to come and
Yo, I'm about to send you so many obnoxious.
And because I've
stories.
seen no one's come back and say, "Hey, I'm from the year blank, and here's some shit from that year." And
Okay, well.
good news is we conquered time travel. I'm a normal person. It's just gonna be a while.
Okay, there's some fucking
And you're trying
alien
to-
shit.
but you're
There's
trying
some
to-
alien shit you don't want to hear about. Okay?
You're trying to justify
No, there's some alien
space time shit. Like they can't bring shit.
No,
because then
I'm
that'll
saying
fuck
some
up
shit
and then
has
we'll have.
happened.
I pity you.
I'm telling you.
I pity you.
That okay, well, I'm gonna send you an article. But some shit has been predicted that we didn't know in terrestrial science that they found out later.
Like what?
Like there's certain moons on certain planets.
Oh boy, the North Node.
No,
Here we
shut
go.
up.
We're back on just
Don't
like
you
that.
dare.
We're back on the
Don't
North
you
Node.
dare.
What's his name? Keith. What's his name? Send a Keith song.
Keith song. Oh, a Keith song.
He sent a song for when Keith barks,
Okay,
which he
go.
hasn't done in a while.
I know. Where is he?
Make it big barks with your mouth, Keith.
Turn it up.
Make it big barks with your mouth, Keith. You got a lot of nerve barking.
Wait, what is he saying?
Making big barks with your mouth, Keith.
Make a big mouth, make the mouth,
Yeah,
Keith.
pretty good. He
That's
doesn't.
very
He
good.
doesn't bark. That's from
Also,
Homeboy.
where has he been?
He's downstairs.
Are you
Our
sure?
relationship's never been
Are
better.
you
by the
sure?
way. Positive. He keeps to himself.
He didn't say hi to me.
You come up. Well, that's on you.
No, he always says it. Maybe he's not in here.
No.
Okay.
Did you?
Oh, you saw him? Keith, you bitch. Fuck off.
I mean, pretty big deal. Let's do some email.
LSTNER.
You got mail.
That's nice.
Hey, Neal and
so
Bianca.
bad.
I would love to hear your take on that. Was Eric Johnson, that song about Keith? Hey, Neal and Bianca. I would love to hear your take on something me and my female friends always argue about. I'm a guy. I think the main reason for a lack of women in certain jobs, construction, mining, driving trucks, etc., is not sexism, but a lack of demand from women for those jobs. My female friends say that is not the case. In a perfect world, every job would have 50-50 gender ratio. What do you think? Greetings from Istanbul, a heavily Muslim country.
Town on the hill.
We need a song for that.
Sneezed on my
Bark, bark,
boobs.
bark. I don't think that women want to do certain shit, and I think that they don't. I don't think that this is one of those things where women will go like, "No, we want those jobs." I had to argue with my Jamila about how all of her friends would date short guys. I was just like, I don't know what to tell you. You can keep saying it, but I know for a fact that women don't like short guys, generally speaking.
Doesn't mean they won't date them.
Again, you're looking for a caveat. In general,
yeah.
they're not going to be attracted to short guys, just in general. And they're not going to want to dig holes. They're just not going to want to.
The problem is not that us as a collective need to agree that we all want to do construction. Fuck no, most women will never go into construction. The problem is that
Why do you think that is, though?
I think it's hard. I think it's grueling. I know a lot of men that
Bianca,
don't want
being a mom is the hardest job on earth.
trolling
why
me.
would-
What do you mean?
No, I'm just saying, like, women
We're
say we
trolling
do.
women.
No, I'm just saying it's just because you play it both ways, where it's like, no, that's too hard, and then it's like,
no.
But being a woman and a mom and a
Stop. I'm being
childbirth-
up front. So when people are up front, then you troll. Then when people don't admit it, you're like, you would never be construction. So here's the deal. No one wants to do construction. Let's be honest. A lot of construction workers don't want to do construction. It's not a fun looking job. And a lot of guys don't want to do that shit.
Right, but they do it for the money. Right?
They do it to because a lot of people don't have options. A lot of people have records. A lot of blah, blah, blah. It's just a really easy whatever. It's not so much that, I don't know, this 50-50 generation of bullshit. No. It's that when a woman does want to do that, when she's the outlier, when she's like, I want to do that heavily, more like male dominated thing, they get stonewalled. They face tons of sexism, and that's not cool. I don't think that's cool.
that I can't speak to. I assume it's true.
No, but that's it. That is, what do you mean that I can't speak to? You can't divorce
I don't
that
know
from the...
what kind of stonewalling women face in construction.
I mean, anything, there's a reason why some things are, there's reasons where it's just, I think, human nature, why things are heavily male dominated and female dominated. And it's that I don't think that's the big debate. It's that, why is it when a girl wants to do that, guys feel uncomfortable or they feel like they can't?
I think it's some faggot shit in that.
There might be some faggot shit.
They just want it how it's been.
But what's funny? Remember a classic, one of the greats, Cool Runnings. You know how they tried to enter the bobsled world and everyone was not having it?
Yeah.
Apparently that was completely fucking fake. And when they did join the bobsled team, all the other European teams in that Olympics were so excited that black people were bobsledding.
I'm sure.
That they were so nice, super supportive, helped them out when they needed things.
Yeah.
And that was the real story. The real story is that everyone was so fucking nice to the Jamaican bobsled team. But that wasn't a good story.
Well, they wanted weed. Bianca,
You
did they cover
bumbleclot.
that? Did they cover the weed? The weed? The white people casually asked them if they had. So, like, are you guys?
No, make it European. Make it fagga.
The art of speculating.
I got
No,
that.
you got. I am from Belgium.
Anyway, so I don't know why people aren't like that. Like welcoming.
I
when
think
an
they are some. They're
outsider is-
like they just let a lady kick her. Kick. I don't think that it is so. Obviously, people are so disappointingly stereotypical that it's shocking.
Right.
But I don't know. I don't know if women on like film crews or commercial crews or whatever face a ton of sexism that's like, look at the game, like open hostility.
Probably not on film, but I don't know. I don't know what it's like in the crew.
But
if you're
maybe
the
at
only woman.
first they did, and that's what.
Is there a situation where when a woman came around, not that you were dating, you were you're having less fun, you were less comfortable, like
that's like a writing thing sometimes.
Really,
meaning
like if it's you and two other dudes, and you're just the way you guys.
Well, it's like she can hang kind of thing.
Yeah.
And what it means, I think what we probably mean is like she'll be sexist sometimes,
or she'll
co-sign
tolerate,
or at least not tell on us.
Right.
Which isn't to say like me and Jost are going like, and these women.
Right.
But I've never written with a woman and thought it was less fun because there was a woman there. But I am, of course, an angel. So, but I'm sure there are people that probably, sure, like,
never seen
rooms
anything?
used to be all white dudes. So I'm sure when they first came in, I'm sure there are 55-year-old white dudes going like, here comes another woman of color.
Right.
And fucking, I'm in trouble. I'm the worst.
Totally.
Yeah, but
I feel like you've heard that.
I don't fucking know. Yeah, like I don't know if the guys like that just sound dumb. That's so when I hear, of course there's still sexism, but if it's like the jobs are truck driving or mining, I mean, truck driving seems like there's an assault issue when women don't want to drive alone by themselves. Mining. I mean, women love diamonds. Somebody who did a joke? Somebody did a joke. A woman did a joke about gold digging. She was like, "I would never dig." Ugh.
Dig.
Construction. I don't know. It seems like, I don't know if it's like they would get sorer than men. I don't anatomically, if a woman couldn't lift all the same shit.
I would
don't
not feel
know.
safe in a. I ate lunch one time waiting for an audition outside of a construction zone for an apartment. 3 dudes knocked on my car window. I was eating a sandwich, minding my own.
How
fucking
were you eating?
Shut up.
Cut to Bianca deep throating a foot long.
I was just like, leave me alone.
Yeah.
So
they're idiots. Yes, there are. Yes. Then there's also the part of it that is so not evolved.
No,
it would shock me.
It would. It's not
the
safe.
70% Trump voters, or 70 million Trump voters. I'm like, what? But I'm also not surprised.
Goodbye.
Anyhow,
You've got mail.
Hey, Neal and Bianca, RESTLNE. I was listening to Neal talk about musicians who get signed for $2 million advance on their first record, and then you never hear of them because it doesn't do that well. I gotta say, I think you're talking about some like pre-Napster, like pre-this century stuff. I don't think that happens anymore at all.
I'm an old man.
Sold.
And I don't think it's ever going to happen again. What's more, there's like no middle class in music anymore. Like, yeah, there's like mega stars, but most of, I've been doing this 20 years. I was up for 2 Grammys this year, and COVID notwithstanding, like it's hard to make anything resembling an adult living. I think the 10th best jazz musician in the world probably is making what Nate Bargatze made 10 years ago. No disrespect to Nate. Y'all just have stronger unions and better contracts, and Netflix is doing what Spotify isn't. And I mean, it is what it is. I don't begrudge anybody anything, but just so it's clear, musicians are not making any money, and the model is not allowing us to. Thanks for making such a great show.
Yay. I don't think that I was saying that musicians were making a lot of money. I was really only talking about the Taylor Swifts, which I spoke to somebody about all that stuff, and somebody knows what he's talking about, and he was like, you just don't sign your publishing away. That's the rule. It's like, it's stranger danger.
But most people do.
Of course they do, because they want the money. It's just they want the money. They want the short-term money. So they just sign. And also, like, for instance, take SNL for example. Lorne, and I think he owns everything now at this point, just because he's been able to renegotiate. Now, when the show sucked in the 90s, they were taking shit away from him, literally undercutting him. Now that it's been on a good run, he owned all the best of Will Ferrell DVDs and the best of Steve Martin and Dan Aykroyd and Belushi, and he owned all that shit. And Will didn't make very much money on it, but guess what? Lorne didn't get a piece of Elf. Lorne didn't get a piece of Old School. It's the exchange is, I get underpaid, and I use it as a launching point.
Yeah.
Like the thing I always say, Eddie Murphy made $105,000 for 48 hours.
Yeah, that's insane.
So then he made $30 million for Shrek 3 or whatever. Like, you just get if you stick around long enough, you're gonna get the money. So what that guy's saying is, musicians are not. There's also so much music now, and everyone can make it on their computer. So I don't think that there's a crazy good living to be made. I just think people do take advances. That's what I'm talking about. I'm talking about people complaining about. I'm talking about Taylor Swift, basically. Complaining about it. There's a way to avoid it, which is your dad is not a moron. her dad fucking sold 5 out. You know what I mean? Like it's the thing I said, which is if we end up being U2,
right,
it's a bad deal for us. Meaning they took a bunch of money up front, and if they'd sold a bunch of records, a conglomerate would have owned it. But they just kind of were like,
right, like
let's see what happens. It's fickle.
I'm actually surprised they give you the option.
They don't. Well, here's the other thing. They don't really give you the option. They give you the option.
It's not like it's like
that was a renegotiation, but they don't give Taylor Swift the option because they don't give a 15-year-old girl an option. They go, you want to get shot out of a giant cannon that we've built,
right?
Like that's the Lorne thing.
But then when they're saying don't sell your pub, it's not like if we did a movie, it's not like we can say give us less for point. I know that is sort of a
yeah.
thing,
Like I don't make fucking. Me and Dave made Dick on Half Baked.
Yeah.
Like Dick. Coolio did a song and made more than us. Not even kidding.
No, the song apparently the guy who did the theme song to MASH made more than anybody associated.
Yeah, because that's the music publishing again. It's these weird
like someone
publishing.
Steps on. He's like, "Do you want to just make the theme song?"
Yeah.
And he.
Well, that was a famous song, but yeah.
It was. And then
yeah.
Suicide's
Painless.
No, I know what it is, but did he redo it? What am I thinking?
No,
of?
it was it existed, I believe. It was already a song, and they just licensed it.
Oh, it was already a song, and that guy was probably making diddly squat on it, and then...
yeah, or it had run out of money or whatever. It's just a simple thing of Lorne, for instance, shoots unknown people.
Yeah.
People that he sees in a theater with whether the attendance is 9 people.
Right.
And then he goes, Kristen Wiig's fucking great. Or Will, any one of them. And then Lorne goes, I got a cannon in New York. You want to get shot out of it? And they go, sure. Yeah, of course I want to get shot out of the cannon. So it's like he goes, all right, well, it's a long contract, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. I own it. It's okay. It's a fair deal unless you become one of the biggest stars ever.
Yeah.
And even, again, I don't think Will, for instance, I don't know who's any one of those best of DVDs. Like Seth Meyers, Jimmy, they all, Lorne owned their DVD too. And then now they can negotiate against NBC because they're popular because of Lorne. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
It all kind of works itself out. It doesn't work itself out for the best, but it does in some ways. Like, there is a bit of an ecosystem. So, and that's why Half Baked is the greatest.
Goodbye. You've got mail.
Dear Neal and Jar Jar Banks, I had a whole novel typed out full of my dumb fucking feelings and mental gymnastics, but lest I got the long-ass letter song played on my ass, let me give you the bullet points. We'll get the song ready
pretty
anyway.
long, dude.
6 years ago, this is actually an interesting thing.
Okay.
A lot of these people write garbage. This is interesting. 6 years ago, when we were 23, my best friend was killed in a work accident. Probably construction. That's another reason why women don't want to work there. It was the hardest thing I ever dealt with in my life, including the death of my father when I was in high school. Your father, who your friend murdered. I am now and have been in love with his girlfriend since his death.
Oh, no.
Obviously, his death was as painful and difficult for her as well. We leaned on each other every day heavily during the grieving process, and our friendship grew that much stronger. 2 years later, I ended up telling her how I felt about her. She rejected me and told me she doesn't see a future in which we are together. Out of respect for her and myself, I've never brought up my feelings again, knowing that I wanted to remain friends with her no matter what else, and not let things ever get weird. Nothing sexual has ever happened between us beyond hand-holding and cuddling. I've tried to date other women and be happy for her as she's had sometimes serious new relationships. 6 goddamn years later, and I'm typing a letter to you to say that my feelings for her have never faded for a moment. She's the only person I ever imagined wanting to have a serious romantic relationship with. Even if we tried and it didn't work out, at least I would know for sure and don't doubt for a second that we would remain in each other's lives as friends. I don't see myself bringing it up to her again, and I have no idea if she knows I still have these feelings for her. She swears she didn't have a clue the first time. I felt like if I never bring it up, she's never going to pursue the matter. In my experience, women don't pursue men. It's too much work. It's a hard job that women don't want to do. Come on, guys. Construction. Seems like I need to just suck it up and live my life, but I don't want to spend the next 5 decades pining after somebody who doesn't want me. What do you two think? Any experience with unrequited love, specifically one tied up to the most emotional scar tissue, in the most emotional scar tissue you carry around with you? How? What are we feeling, thinking? Thanks. God bless. I don't really. I mean, look. If you went through that and she still didn't like you, she's never gonna like you.
The cuddling's a little weird.
The cuddling is shitty on her part.
Maybe it was when she was crying.
Yes.
So we don't know.
Yes. Meanwhile, cut to like what he considers cuddling is just them driving. Like she's in the seat.
They're there.
It's a cuddle. It's a real cuddle.
I would say pull away from the friendship because it's just a tumor. You're feeding it, you're giving it a blood source. You have to pull away from the relationship and you will see really how important this is to her. I mean, this is for her. If she really is feeling something, but she can't admit it and you're always there and she probably fucking knows you would lick her pussy in a heartbeat if she called you. Guys give off that energy sometimes. No, Neal. Oh my God, that was so... Padre,
breathe
no.
on me, breathe on me, breathe on me, breathe
Padre,
on me,
no.
breathe on me. Exhale, 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 exhale.
So she probably knows it. I would pull away a little bit because I don't think this isn't a full friendship for him. This is like a waiting.
Yeah, it's
stand down and stand by.
You got ulterior motives.
100%. So I do think you should try to pull away a little bit because it'll be better for you. Don't keep feeding this. This is and also you're always gonna compare someone. And if you date someone and that girl needs you, and I'm your girlfriend, and you're like, I gotta go.
It's a problem.
You have to nip this in the bud. So if she doesn't come after you, if you pull away a little bit, this is never gonna happen.
I've got to say another point for ayahuasca.
Come on.
If there's not enough, that I was involved. Whatever. There was a woman.
Okay.
Her name was Mother Ayahuasca. No, there was a woman, and she kind of like stopped fucking with me, right?
Okay.
And I was really curious as to why. And then since ayahuasca, I've been like, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter why.
No.
It just matters that that's what she thought.
What if every advice we give to our letters is do ayahuasca?
Yeah,
do
I mean, look, it's never unless you're bipolar, you got a real shot at unbreaking something.
No,
so
he's stuck in a because imagine if they dated 2 months, she's obnoxious or something. Then it's gone. It's contrived
it's also
a little bit.
telling yourself this story like it's right because of Mikey. It's just like bad cinematic. It's cheap cinematic. I mean, like we got to do this, and
always about the narrative with you.
And the other issue is that it's a small market issue.
Yeah, where the fuck is he from? It must be a
Meaning,
snowy
there's
town.
no fucking way this is in a city.
It's snowy town.
It's the small market. Like you don't have access to any women.
He's not in L.A., New York, or Miami.
Yeah. And he
is
doesn't
not
have
in
access.
Miami.
He's not in Atlanta.
No.
He's not in Dallas. Not in Houston.
No fat
he's not
booties
in,
where he's
not in
from.
Chicago. He's not. There's just not a lot of circulation of women. So a woman like that becomes everything. And you eat, and I helped her with the thing, and
and then you move,
gotta,
and she's just a plain ass
and then you
biatch.
realize like, oh, she's just a lady.
Yeah.
Here's the thing, and it's insulting to both men and women. So hear me out.
Fine.
It's factory settings. It's like when people out in LA will be like, I think I might sign with a new agent. It's like, dude, I would say it's like women. They're all kind of the same. Men are all kind of the same. You can customize it. Get some spinners, Art of Speculatin. You can get spinners, you can get a fur wheel, you can get a fucking big hydraulics, but it's still a guy or it's still a woman. Like, no one's that atypical gender-wise. I mean, in a few years. Once people are fluid, of course, and we'll talk about that on my other podcast called "Don't Listen to This." But so yeah, it's you've pedestalized this woman, and you don't. Yeah, like you don't got to do this, and you don't got. And by the way, no one. She wants you to tell her your feelings for her about as badly as I want a multiple, like, I'm Jeffy. That it's the fucking
split on
Jeff.
repeat.
I'm a British mate. Like,
do Lucy again.
I'm Lucy. I don't even remember. Like, nobody wants to hear your feelings.
Yeah, no.
Even if because she's happy with where it is.
She's happy where it is. And
it sounds like you kind of work for her, even though I don't.
It feels like he does.
Feels like you do a
helping
lot of chores.
If she needs, they were
right away.
And
no
not
problem.
to be a dickhead, but they were 23 and she was his girlfriend. They don't have kids. Like, who knows how long that relationship was? That is rude to say about the deceased. I'm just saying, it was his girlfriend.
I don't think that he's got a problem that it's morally wrong or anything.
No, I'm saying when someone's husband dies, you feel really like, if they have a kid and you knew the husband, you feel very, I got to help the family.
Yeah.
But this was like young love. She's going to find a replace. She's had multiple.
They worked at the fucking ice cream shop together.
You're 29, and if you live in a small town, just move out and experience the world.
This woman may be great, but it's not going to happen. It would have happened by now. She would have said, she would have just made, it's like, how you can tell when a woman likes you, it's because she'll make eye contact with you for more than 2 seconds. Like, women are very to themselves. If they like you, the whole game changes energetically.
But
like,
if they don't,
they got a lot of time for you and a lot of like, let's stay and do what they want to do shit with you. It's not where this just sounds like, how'd you fix the light? Goodbye.
There's this one meme of a girl walking almost like a caveman. And it's like how women walk by a group of construction workers. They're just like, please don't look at my bits.
Nothing.
I don't
this is not
want
for
it.
you. Yes.
For you. Okay.
Turn it off.
You've got mail.
Neophyte and LeBinks, RSDNLA. In response to a letter, Neal commented that there's something romantic about a red flag. And this is the pitfall many women fall into. While red flags can sometimes be signs of major danger down the road, they can also be signals that simply disqualify you as a match, and they are often seen early. Romance movies and literature often show these challenges as fixable. It is part of the true love never did run smooth trope. Women aren't just addicted to the happily ever after. Women are addicted to that sad, heart-sinking feeling when something goes wrong, when he leaves or argues or doesn't want what she wants. It's part of the appeal. Unfortunately for women, that red flag is part of the fantasy. It's the challenge, the obstacle that must be overcome. Whether it's his immaturity or mental health concerns, women take on that responsibility. She doesn't have a question. This is just like a public service announcement. But it's true. And I was thinking it would be a sketch. It would be like game Wipeout.
Oh yeah. I used to work for it.
Did
I
you
used to do the track before they would do it.
That game Wipeout, but just relationship problems that women want to fucking duck and like fear of intimacy and fucking all that shit that women think is part of the
so much wasted energy.
It's also so insulting to the guy. Like I have a joke that I haven't done yet, but it's women think they can turn mules into thoroughbreds. And it's like, he's a fucking mule. He's going to be miserable, and you're going to be miserable. It's not Seabiscuit. It's a fucking...
I'm telling you.
That's right.
Okay, but my argument here is that sometimes, as someone who's been in a situation like this a few times, the guy really is great up front, and then you fucking hang out too long and you love them, and then they really do a dump. And it's not me going after someone who needs my fucking help. God, I mean, kill me. But it's like, my last girl, it's a lot of dumping. And then girls are very, like nurturing. So it's like, okay.
I was talking to a woman today, and she was saying that she's getting more picky about who she wants to date the older she gets. And she said she's had guys, she's like, there have been guys that I wouldn't sleep with until like I was their girlfriend. And then we slept together and they changed their mind while we were in post-coital, like lying in bed together. So, which makes me think, like, do women need to spot men's sex? Meaning,
that sounds weird.
I'm not saying, no. But what I'm saying is you know that a guy is behaving a certain way for sex.
Yeah.
So it's almost like, look, man, here's sex. I'll have it with you. And then what are you actually like? Who are you actually? Because all this shit.
But he changed his mind.
He changed his mind because he fucking got what he wanted.
Right, but
which was sex.
Right, but that's a weird guy.
Well, that's what I was saying. You should be able to call the cops. As a woman, you should be able to call the cops at that one.
It's like not rape, but it's like, what is that? That's like...
You should be able to call the Better Business Bureau. Because it is that. It's like, I got ripped off.
Yes.
I said you should be able to call like the fucking, you got dick ripped, and you should be able to call like the Channel 7 news team.
Is 7 on your side?
Yes, call, like something needs to happen.
Yeah,
This is wrong.
It's true, because I think if you are clearly communicating, because most guys, if you say, I'm looking for something serious, and they'll be honest. Because they don't want any problems. They don't want miscommunication.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not looking for anything serious.
Yes.
And then the funny thing is, though, there has been times where I've gone on dates with guys. They keep wanting to go on a date. They have already mentioned they're not looking for anything serious. I say, hey, I had fun hanging out with you, but I think maybe I'm more open to something happening, and you like express your boundaries. So, maybe it's not a good idea we go out again. They always want to go out again.
Yeah, I mean, it's
like,
they want to, yes, it's because...
Even though I know if we
like
just fuck, they'd probably be like, okay, no, I don't.
To lie. Yeah, it's like they're just, so you're right. Yeah, that's the better. It's like you just have to sense what their intentions are. In that case, they said it.
I took them at their word,
yes.
And they're like, well, I don't.
Well, I think a lot of times it's like men say, I'm not looking for anything serious, and women say, I'm not looking for a one-night stand, and we both go, we'll see.
Right.
We'll see. And then
That's funny. Right. Everyone's will sing. I love a good boundary. Tell me.
Yeah.
Bye.
Goodbye.
Yeah. So the woman's right, and red flags are not romantic.
This is a really good email, though. You didn't even read all of it.
No, I know. So naturally, when it's a red flag in real life, women stick with it because they think they will be rewarded. If they can just push through the sad feeling and then fix them, they will get what they want in the end, their way. It models truly unhealthy behavior on the part of women and the men. It shows women that if men don't disagree with what you want, they need to change instead of considering the possibility that you are simply not a good together.
Yeah.
That's the thing that I was talking to a woman, and I was like, I said women a lot of times get upset that they don't get a job that they didn't want anyway. It's like, we're not a good couple.
Right.
You've been on our dates.
But then, I feel like I've fallen into this. Some people really
It's a Grammy snub in a way.
It's a Grammy snub. But some people bomb at the beginning. Some people get a little too anxious and they get excited, and dudes bomb. And it's like, I've had to tell guys,
never happened, but yeah, go ahead.
I've had to tell a guy, you're gonna scare me. Are you crying?
No, just clean my glasses.
Oh, It seemed wet.
Keep talking and maybe
sorry.
I will.
I forgot to tell a guy, you're going to scare me away. You got to chill. I like you.
And do they get the hint?
I do. I think it's an anxious attachment sort of type thing. But I try to give people the benefit of the doubt, even if I see a red flag, because sometimes everyone's just open micing at the beginning. And it's like...
Yeah, I get just bombing. I think it's it's how they bomb.
Yeah. I mean, so I can forgive some of them. I went on a date with this guy and I was like, oh, you have friends from college? Yep. They were my roommates and I'm still friends with them. Oh, cute. Cute? What's cute about that?
He said this?
Yeah. And I was like, oh, well, I don't know. It's cute. He's like, okay. I was like, well, what's wrong? He's like, it's a little condescending. I'm like, how is that condescending? He's like, well, you don't know enough information for it to be cute. And I said, well, cute doesn't have a high bar.
Okay, were you in 9/11? Because that's the only way it's like not cute. Then it's meaningful. That's the only way.
It was so awful. I could not believe, and it got so much worse, which I won't explain but he was.
Yeah, well, there's shit like that.
I was like,
I
can't overlook that.
I caddied for a professional golfer when I was in high school, and the guy said a thing that was like maybe the best advice I've ever heard about life.
Okay.
He said, he's a professional golfer. His name's Nick Price. He was like kind of famous in the 90s. He said, I don't need to know where my good shots are going to go. I need to know where my bad shots are going to go. Meaning, as people, we know it's the kinds of mistakes you make are the fucking where your life gets fucked up. Right. Like, do I just like cocaine a little too much? Like putting yourself in positions that are just thought out, or knowing where you might fuck up in relationships. I bomb early. So, if you bomb on dates, you have to like prep yourself.
Right. Know where your fuck ups are. Oh, that's
and
good.
If you're bombing, say it.
Yeah, get in front of it.
Yes, like know where your bad shots are gonna go.
Yeah,
like sometimes I drive drunk. So whatever you're fucking. I bomb it.
Yeah,
I bomb it. I used to be really obnoxious. I used to be very like yappy. This is like when I was like 19, 20, 21.
On dates,
all the time.
What do you mean?
I was just like obnoxious. Like, talking.
Like constantly talking or talking loud?
Kind of, yeah. Constantly talking and thinking I was funny. And I probably was a little bit, but like Chris Hardwick thinks I'm obnoxious from Singled Out in 1995.
That's so
still. Like, I know he told me.
How did you curb that behavior?
Clinical depression.
Oh.
No, I mean, I think I just realized.
Did somebody say?
Somebody did say something.
So fucking,
yeah. Well,
but
what
did
they
it get
used
to you?
say is, "You seem like more of a performer," which is what they say to writers that are annoying. Yeah, like it's kind of dawned on me, like you gotta slow down a little bit.
Like when you first get roommates and you start realizing, oh, I'm the messy.
Oh yeah, yes. Like that's where my bad shots go. Okay.
All right.
We might have the Bark song coming up. So that's pretty cool.
You are alive, Keith.
He's upstairs. He was kicking.
Oh, that's why. I was like, he didn't greet me.
Make it big bucks with your mouth, Keith.
Keith.
Oh, he thinks the dog walk is here.
Make it big bucks with your mouth, Keith.
She might be.
Just wrecking our set.
I might, bitch. I might
wrecking
be.
our set,
Don't mind
Keith.
if I do. Sorry, Keith, we're being your way.
Damn, how the fuck could he hear her?
They have incredibly good. I mean, that's like their thing.
Dog.
Unless they get.
He's a dog.
Unless they get COVID.
You've got mail.
Hey, Neal, Bianca. This is more question for Bianca. I'm sure Neal will have a perspective to share because he is annoying and Chris Hardwick said so. Would love to hear both your takes on it. To give you some background, I'm half Persian. Dad moved here in '78, got himself a white girl, and here I am. Up until I was going to school, I grew up very immersed in Persian culture, spent a lot of time with my dad's family, and spoke decent Farsi. I was raised very secular, arguably anti-religious in hindsight. A god was occasionally mentioned, but that's about it. All the Persians I know generally have no problem sharing their racist view on Arabs, and for what I can tell, it mostly comes from the fact that they strongly dislike Islam. Get in line. Line starts behind me, guy. Especially these French. To be 5.6. They feel that Islamic theocracy has ruined their homeland and that Arabs, which they credit for inventing and spreading the religion, are to blame. Another major point of criticism is that Arabs who move to the U.S. tend to continue practicing Islam far more often than Iranians. Their viewpoint being, I came here to get away from that shit. Why are you holding on to it? You're doing it wrong, you idiot. Other liberal Persians I know are equally weirded out by the left's fascination with being so warm towards Islam. I think the intention is good but misplaced. Islam, for all intents and purposes, seems to simply be an offshoot of Christianity, both monotheistic, have a good, bad afterlife, commandments, Jesus, Muhammad, etc. If the evangelicals decided to start making their women wear burqas, liberals would just consider that a new thing that sucks about them. But if it's brown people with a slightly different religion, now we all need to be tolerant of their bullshit. I get that a lot of Muslims are not fundamentalists, but a large majority are. Correct me if I'm wrong. When it comes to gay rights, women's rights, and other social issues, I imagine that traditional Islamic beliefs fall far more into the Republican camp, and that seems to be ignored. Also, just to be clear, I don't think Christianity is superior. They are all equally not true as far as I'm concerned. Lastly, Binky, your impersonation of Iranian speaking English is dead on, and I love it. Cheers from Portland.
Was there a question?
There was no question there.
Okay, well.
But he basically enumerated my issues. Liberal. Here's the association I just made is the way Republicans feel about Trump is the way liberals feel about Islam. Meaning, but you're against all this.
Right.
But not when you're against it, I'm not. Meaning, after 9/11, no one gave a fuck about Islam before 9/11. It barely came up.
No.
It barely ever was mentioned, ever.
Even in the Middle East crisis in the 90s, it wasn't about Islam. It was about Iraq, what's his face?
Saddam Hussein. So that's the problem, is that it's all that's the civilization stuff I'm saying, where it's all anti-women, anti-gay, and it's very anti, and to a white ear it seems more sour than Christianity. Because I know the difference between Christians, and it's that joke I did about it. It's like Christians are horrible at being Christian. Muslims are still kind of good at it.
Right.
There hasn't been a reformation where you throw out most of it, like there was in Christianity. So that's what I think French people are saying. In some ways, that's what I'm saying. But because after 9/11, liberals felt bad for the racism that Muslims were on the receiving end of. So they felt protective.
Go ahead.
And so now, but if you really think about it, it's like, what about this do you like, liberals?
But then again, that same argument could be made for liberals and black people. I mean, black folks are pretty. There are some LGBTQ
right, you're
issues.
Talking about churchy black people.
Churchy black people, and that ends up, even if you're not super religious, if you're black and you have a black family, I have an uncle, I have a mom. Blah, blah, blah. So, I feel like everyone has problematic views in their community.
Not liberals. Not at all.
So I think it goes everywhere, not just Islam.
I agree, but Islam,
we're hyper-focused on Islam.
is that's all it is. Blackness is a bunch of shit.
Islam's a lot more than that.
What do you mean? Meaning it's a religion. Blackness is a race, and it's a bunch of different religions, a bunch of different ideologies.
100%. I'm just saying that within Islam, there are, it's not just Islam. It's culturally, also Islam is different in different countries that practice. I mean, former Yugoslavians, so your Serbians, Montenegrins stuff, they drink. They drink. Whoops. And they just ignore a huge part of Islam. Other places, it's like anything. So yes. I don't get why it's so...
Because they haven't had a reformation. Sure. That's the big thing. It's like, you know about Montenegro drinking because it's an aberration from most of Islam, whereas no fucking Western country follows any Christian rules other than don't kill and abortion sometimes. And that's what Islam looks like to Westerners. And if you know about it, which this guy does, you kind of know the downsides of it. And you're a bit like, it's the Clash of Civilizations thing where like, this is not going to go well. Like when these two things come up against each other.
It is, but I do think that there's a lot more similarities. It's just conservatism and stuff like that. That's everywhere. But we don't talk about, I guess it's not flashy enough to talk about how a lot of white people are pretty fucking conservative. Even just dressing and, you know, a lot of them are like, go to church.
If they made the woman wear burqas, liberals would be outraged. That's his point. There stuff that is accepted dogma, even in fairly secular Muslim countries, that if Republicans did it, liberals would be up in arms because it would be like, this is anti-woman and anti-gay. But because of 9/11, they feel a special need to protect it, which I as an old person, I can tell you did not exist before 9/11.
What I'm saying is that I think if you can pick we're kind of framing it as liberals to Muslims are kind of hypocritical because a lot of Islam is anti what liberals stand for. But you could do that with a lot of other minority groups.
Which I would follow that up with is, but we know that they don't actually follow it. So that's the thing that's comfort. No, but there's wars are started over that shit. Like but a lot of people here are just like practice Islam and do assimilate with society and still they're. Yes. And I think they're sort of off to the side and that's fine. And they're in manageable numbers.
Everyone's
and they're
a
in
hypocrite.
Dearborn, Michigan.
They are in Dearborn, Michigan.
And it's fine. But once you get into big numbers and as all the things you are, I think you feel an inclination to be like, nah, it's just Islam, baby.
No, like when I was in Iran, for example, I did understand that it did make me think, and I would not want to live in Iran because you don't have any social freedom, which is generally how you get away with prohibiting other types of freedom is giving people social freedom.
Yeah.
So it's like you feel free, but you're not fucking free.
Right.
Whereas in Iran, it's really...
Which they'd say in the name of Islam.
What?
It's a theocracy. That's why you can't drink. You can't do much.
Exactly, right? Instead of a constitution, they give away the Quran. But in Iran, it's as soon as you step outside, you feel the boundaries of your freedoms immediately, especially as a woman.
I believe it.
And so when I was there, though, although I don't like it as, a Western girl, I did try to understand where they're coming from, and maybe our relationship with sex in Western cultures is a little problematic. I don't know if it is. I like how it is.
Right.
But I do think there's something, if you are more conservative about sex, I don't know how. Obviously, it's so much farther
nobody
reaching.
is for female genital mutilation more than I am. I think that they have a great. I think some of their sex ideas are really great. That's what I'm saying. Like, a lot of Muslim countries are for that, and liberals just ignore it. And this guy's going like, this shit is medieval.
The difference,
and I think what you're doing now is, you feel white. It's like white heat. It's like French heat and white heat, and you're like, no, come here, Islam. You do have some good ideas about sex.
No, I don't think that. And also, Iran isn't a super. It has to be pro-Islam. And before, like the Shah, it's like during the Shah, they were not allowed to veil at all. It was the opposite.
Right.
So I'm just saying. But the reason why Iran is in this position is because of like a far right regime that took over and killed the opposition. So a lot of Iranians here do not like Islam because just like Cubans don't like So it's the same. It's just bad PTSD. So I wasn't raised in a pro-Muslim household at all. But I do think the French really love to ignore how we got to this problem. And we're just like, Islam's just being so problematic. And it's like, yo, there's a fucking reason. There's a reason why.
Yes,
there's
they did it to themselves. Of course they did it to themselves.
But it's really hard for me to get behind. It's like,
no,
that's
but
your
I'm
fucking
not.
problem.
But I'm not talking about. I'm talking about. I'm irrespective of country and irrespective of regime. I'm talking about liberals. This guy in particular is talking about liberals siding with Islam.
I know it's the hypocrisy, but it's a hypocrite. My point is, it's hypocritical everywhere. Find me a situation where one side isn't making an exception for when it helps their bottom line. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, and I don't know, but this guy speaks very well.
Goodbye.
He speaks the white.
He's well spoken.
This guy's a faggot.
He must have read the Art of Speculatin.
All right, this is the finally.
You've got mail.
This is an email that we got. I am writing to disclose to you that you were affirmed as the beneficiary of the asset and wealth of the late Craig Feel.
Is this real?
Yes.
It's not.
This is spam because they think they just Google spam. They think my name is Neal Feel and my uncle Craig.
No.
Please respond when at your earliest convenience to obtain more information on how to claim your benefits. And then there's an address.
Also, it's period, no space, best regards.
Yes. The late Uncle Craig, this is
Uncle
a shock to
Craig.
hear about, but this is the first
Craig
time you've
Feel.
seen Three Mics that have actually been a beneficiary of a dying person. So it's very exciting. And Bianca, we're going to be rich, so we officially don't have to take this shit.
Craig Feel is the new.
Thank you, Uncle Craig.
He's the new EP.
Craig Feel
Craig
and
Feel.
Dickie Black.
Goodbye.
Tell me how you feel.